internet to the Play Some Video Games podcast. It's your boy, Dad Ninja Dev, joined as always by Donnie Heat, the High Priest, the one Delvin Catalog Cox, and we are joined by PSXP's own Lord Snets.
Yay.
How are we doing, everybody?
Good.
Pretty good. I can't complain.
Good.
Nobody cares if I did.
I mean, we care if you complain. We just, wouldn't give it much thought.
Only if it's funny.
Yeah.
That's true. It has to be funny. Otherwise,
We don't
going
care.
out the window.
I'm here to tell you, we don't care.
We don't care. Much like Canadians winning championships, we don't care.
Didn't happen. It was make-believe. It was fact. Fiction.
Yeah.
They made it up.
It's not real. It's digital. Well,
think
seeing
it's
as how
crazy
you're
that Canada cannot win the
hockey.
cup. Yeah,
it's
kind of feel
wild.
like the cup should just stay there anyway.
Yeah.
That'd be like if we if that'd be like if this Lombardi Trophy went to like London or some shit. Like what the?
Right?
Yeah.
If y'all don't
The
return
London
our fucking
Knight.
trophy.
Super Bowl
Rain,
champs
fire,
2026.
not cool.
That said, creating a national sport and then losing that national sport to a whole other country for decades, that's some Canada shit to do. Like that sounds.
When's the last time that Canada actually won?
I have no idea. I just assume it's been a long time the way they talk about it.
93?
That's way too long for Canada to not win hockey.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I'm right on
That's
that one.
crazy. That's like USA not winning gold for basketball.
Well,
That's
yeah.
wild.
to be fair, Canada's used to creating sports
Yeah,
and
93.
then immediately
And
losing
losing
at them. Yeah, James Naismith.
Yep.
Wow.
Just saying.
Good point.
So is this Shy bringing it back for James? Is that what this is?
I was rooting for him too, and they just fell apart. But that's a shame. Whatever, it
I was rooting
happens.
for Sean. He really careless who wins, but I was rooting for Sean's team, whichever one that one was.
I got to tell you, I live in Florida. I didn't give a fuck about that game at all. Not even the least bit.
Listen, I got to tell you, nobody else in Florida did either.
No,
Yeah,
not
no,
even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
I don't think Floridians know they even have hockey. They're like, what?
Yeah.
We have hockey here? What's that?
Oh, we win?
Oh, we're good though.
Maybe we should watch this. Like, nah.
They should import
There will
Canadians
be-
for the Stanley Cup parade
That's
that they're going
crazy
to throw
because-
for the champions.
That's what they'll need to do, because otherwise that parade going to be empty.
That's crazy
Yeah.
because Tampa, right? The Lightning.
That's the
That's
Lightning.
like a goated kit, right? It's got to be. That
Very popular
uniform looks incredible.
Very popular team.
They look like the
Is the
villainous
team
hockey
popular
team.
or is the jersey popular?
Oh, just the
There's a
jersey. That's
difference. The
what I'm
jersey.
saying. The kit, the fit
Yeah.
is
The Lightning are-
impeccable.
Compared to the Panthers, Lightning are very popular.
Are they popular? Again, I'm with Donnie here.
Yeah,
Compared
no,
to
I don't
The
think anybody
jersey.
knows that's a
we
hockey
don't
jersey.
care about the team.
They probably think it's a local college or something. They don't know.
To the Panthers.
And it's a shame though because the kit is so good. Like that's an elite sports team kit.
Yeah.
The Tampa Bay Lightning. That's great.
First of all, can we
It's a
please
very,
stop calling it a kit? It's just a jersey.
It's a kit.
Yeah.
Who the fuck? No.
The livery, the kit, it's the whole
The
thing,
who?
man.
The what? The livery?
The livery.
Yeah.
Kind of nonsensical shit.
Delivery.
Formula One nonsense.
It's a goddamn jersey. All right.
Delivery,
That's
Dad.
crazy.
Or if we really want to listen and be right, it's a sweater apparently. If you want
A sweater. Who the
keep it
fuck
correct.
says that?
It's a long sleeve jersey. It's not really like a sweater. I have a couple of jerseys.
Nah, son. If you call that shit a
Kit is
sweater in front
often
of me-
used as slang
here you
to
go.
refer
Here we
Here
go.
you
to
go.
equipment, gear, uniform,
go.
especially in sports.
By white people. Let's
Here's
just
Donnie.
It does
can we
say
put that. Can we put
it does
that
say
on
that
there?
it does say the King's English.
Here.
Yes,
There you
yeah.
go.
What to say? I don't know.
fuck is
Nobody.
that?
I've
Yeah.
never heard it called a kit until you.
Well,
Never heard it called that before.
you've been exposed to whiteness.
Yeah.
We're going to be
You're
exposed to a lot of whiteness tonight.
You're welcome.
I
Hey,
just
at
know I
least the
never
panel
saw
is
it.
even. We're evened out here.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I never
Don't
saw
say a
like a
goddamn
kid store
thing,
though.
Yeah, it's
It's
definitely
like,
not
I've
even.
seen jersey stores. I
It's
haven't seen
definitely not even.
Don't say it's goddamn.
It's 2.5 to 1.
See, here we
Two and
go.
a half to one.
Here we fucking go.
Yeah.
Rat
Here we go.
bastards. Anyway, seeing as how you're kind of a guest, nerds, are you playing
no,
anything fun?
No. Before we get to that, I want to bring up the fact that Donnie
We going to
told-
Delvin's corner?
No. Nothing happened to me this week. I wanted to bring up the fact that Donnie told D Life to suck a dick.
As he should.
One of the greatest moments in PSVG history. I laughed and worked so hard when I saw that.
He didn't just say it; he yelled it. There was emphasis. It was all caps.
You know, Ray was like, "I love it here. This community is so great. They can disagree without it going too far." And I was like, "Does he even know us? Has he even been here? The suck a dick, D Life."
When I tell you,
D Life's like, why fuck me? Like,
when I tell you, I laughed for 15 minutes. People came to the window. Can you help me? I said, fuck off. I'm laughing. Oh, what a great
It was out of nowhere. I was just kind of like catching up on messages, and I was like, "What the? Okay, here we go."
Yes.
fuck
that's
Xbox.
Facts.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Snurts. Any games? Anything cool you're doing?
Yeah, I'm back down to Baldur's Gate 3, but no one gives a shit about that. So I will
No,
pivot.
we don't.
Exactly. So I
you
will
fucking?
pivot. Yeah, oh yeah, fucking everybody. I always do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
That's about the only thing we care about in that game.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That is all we've cared about for that game. I could care less about
Yeah, and Dark Urge. So it's hateful fucking.
that.
Oh, okay.
Good
Okay.
stuff.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. But the cool thing is, I'm back to
Speaking
the
of
office
fucking.
3 days a week.
I'm having a good week,
and-
guys.
Oh, okay, there you go.
He's betting 1,000.
Good for you, champ.
That is the appropriate response.
Very good.
Yeah.
So they renovated the floor that I work on for my day job, and I'm back at the office a couple of days a week. And I was surprised that they actually have an arcade now. So there is 2 stand-up cabinets.
Like, sorry
one
you
is
have
a
to drive and fight traffic and come to work every day, but guess what?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
got a
yeah.
one-up arcade machine.
Pretty much, and it's pretty dope. Like I was surprised. They have a steering
Starts
wheel
as
like
yep,
driving
and
setup.
it's working.
And, oh yeah, many people came up to me. It's like, well, yeah, you're obviously the first one who's going to be on this. And I was like 11 a.m. I'm like, break time. Let's go play Mortal Kombat 3.
Goddamn right. That's how you do it.
Nice.
And it's really cool. They have a racing cabinet with 3 games. They have a Mortal Kombat cabinet that has more than just Mortal Kombat. They actually have some old stuff like Joust and a Rampage as well.
Okay.
And then there is a tabletop one like you play like Pac-Man on back in the day. And on one side, it has fighter sticks set up. So there's 2 sticks with a 6-button layout like you would for Street Fighter. And then on the sides of the table, it's like the old school like Atari arcade with the trackball, the joystick, and 3 buttons. And it has like 500 plus games, maybe closer to 1,000. It's
Nice.
just massive. So I was playing Dig Dug, Load Runner, some old school shit that I have not played since I had a Commodore 64 and was a very, very young kid.
Why?
So, because I don't have a Commodore 64 anymore. And
Mortal Kombat's right there. Why are you playing Dig Dug?
because after the 3rd match, I lose anyway.
I can't hate too much on Dig Dug. I like Dig Dug.
Dig Dug's fine.
Dig Dug too. Yeah, Dig Dug's fine, but don't start talking any of that other Atari bullshit.
I would have been playing Rampage, though. I like Rampage.
Rampage was fun.
Yeah,
I
that's
played a couple of
good.
games of
That's
that.
You
I was really
Atari
happy.
bullshit while you're constantly buying Atari stuff. You are like the Atari ambassador at this point. I don't
Yeah,
want
I
to
buy
right.
new
They
stuff.
have a nice
not,
website.
Not 1970s Atari, not boxing,
You've got that shit.
not
Don't even play.
Jumpman. You know,
You've
not
got
that.
You've
shit.
got all that. Stop playing like you don't.
I
Mark
do
is
have
correct.
the
I want to
game.
try
I do have the
Missile
collection.
Command with the
That's true.
trackball
I
too.
do
That's
have
gonna be
the
fun.
collection. Missile Command. I know.
Mr. Chris, okay.
But that was
Yeah.
that was my little like, oh, that was a very nice surprise. I was very happy when I was able to pull off like the 6-hit Sub-Zero combo in Mortal Kombat.
And then
3,
you went to
I was
the
like, "Ah,
barber
still
and
got
you were
it."
like, "Give me the 8 Mile."
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever Rabbit had, that's what I want.
That's my shit.
Yeah.
Spaghetti.
The local-
spaghetti.
The local playhouse is doing a King of the Hill, and I was trying to audition as Bobby.
Nice.
That works.
That works.
Have you watched the new one?
No,
Is it
not
out?
yet.
It's not
It's
out
out. I thought it was out.
yet. Mm-mm.
Oh, I keep
No.
seeing
Comes out,
stuff. I thought it
and
was out.
They keep like they're promoting it like heavily. So you
Yes,
keep
they
seeing
are.
stuff for it. They're giving little snippets and things of that nature. But it is not out yet. It
I
comes
hope it's good.
out
Me too.
because I'm very interested in watching it.
I am too.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Comes out August 4th. That's when it
Oh, okay.
premieres.
Oh, that's a whiles away. I thought it was right around the corner too, Donnie.
I thought they were dropping like 4 episodes first or something. Like I thought something was happening.
August 4th.
That's
Well, that's not that far away.
It's really
It's
not. It'll be
not,
before
but
we
it
fucking
is
know
though. Like that's
Yeah.
quite a while to be this hard on the press this far out.
Oh, they
seems
want
a
you to
bit much.
watch this show. They want.
I feel
no.
like yeah, but I feel like people forget that it's happening before it comes out.
Oh, they're gonna.
Not if
promote
they
shit
keep
out of
doing this.
I
Yeah,
guess,
they gonna-
but like
they gonna
you
promote
run the
this
risk
every
of
day.
people tuning it out if they've seen it so much.
I feel like all the ads I see, it's like Superman, Fantastic Four, some Jurassic, and then King of the Hill. It's like always those four.
Yeah.
We'll be on World War V by August 4th, Dev.
Pretty much.
You know, like there's a lot of time. There's a lot that can happen. Think about where we were a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to pray we'll make it to August 4th.
It's a lot of stories. A lot of things can
World
happen.
War
We might
V,
belong
New
to
Blood.
Canada by then. Canada, I might be
True, they're like,
Canadian.
we want our trophy back.
Save us, Canada, please.
I'm saying, me and Snurse might be Canadians. We might be podcasting from another country by August 4th.
No, I thought they were going to annex California, Washington, and Oregon.
Right.
The whole coast.
So me and you,
Yeah.
we're
okay,
going to be
yeah.
podcasting.
Just making sure.
from
I don't want to
Canadian.
move. Like I just want to
Yeah,
stay.
we're not
here.
moving. We're just
I'll change my
getting
flag.
annexed.
Change
Yeah,
the
we're
flag.
getting annexed.
I'll be a fugitive from justice, apparently. 'Cause I'm not staying in this shit.
John 32.
There we go. There it is,
Fuck
John.
you all.
32. You too, buddy.
You had your chance.
Fuck y'all.
I respect it.
You insulted our sport.
Did we? I thought we won this sport.
Yeah, I mean, we insulted
You
it by
have
kicking your
insulted
ass at
the
it.
sport.
Your whack ass team insulted the sport by letting Florida fucking win. What do you have
You see
fucking
our
ice?
president? How
How
did
the
you
fuck-
let us win at hockey?
How the fuck you let a
Yeah.
state
That doesn't
that
make
doesn't
sense,
even
but
have
okay.
ice fucking winning ice hockey?
With the
It's
whites
in
too,
the name.
right? Like we haven't sent like the basketball players and stuff like the Supreme. We haven't sent our best to do the hockey, right?
No,
This is like pre-dream team hockey. We haven't even
Yeah.
sent the best ones yet.
no. It's just some dude named Mark. Just out
Yeah,
there playing
this is fucking Dave. Like you know,
dude works at Kroger.
You got Pete, Steve.
Clark.
Well, just one
These are
exception.
dads. These are just dudes.
Gotta go back. Gotta go back to
Some guy
Kroger.
from
Work my shift.
Jersey does a work. He works at the gas station during the day and plays hockey at night.
Wait till we start sitting Jamal, LeBron.
Y'all lost
Then
the
y'all are
dudes.
fucked.
I lost some dudes who work at Jiffy Lube.
Damn.
They finish hockey and go out there and change your oil. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
Damn shame.
Embarrassing.
We don't even like play.
No.
I think you just like grow up. You're like 25 and you're like, I can now afford to like privately play hockey, and then they just become NHL players. Like
It
nobody
is an
plays
expensive
hockey here.
sport.
Well, that's
It
not
is an
true. Like in the
expensive
north,
sport
they
to get
do.
into.
Like minus Minnesota, Michigan, and Ohio, like nobody else plays hockey. Like only like what, like 20% of the country plays hockey.
It's not a lot.
Not even that.
Yeah,
Probably.
it's very small.
And if we were to like count out actually like the representation, oh boy, like 1%.
Although
only be
it
the
is a
coast too.
It is a
Right.
popular sport, but it's just never. It always feels
Is it?
like it's like the fourth in the lineup. You know, like you
It
got,
felt
like,
bigger
baseball,
when
football,
Sean and I have talked
basketball.
about this a lot. I felt like hockey was more ingrained in like U.S. sports culture in the 90s than it is now, for sure.
When Wayne
Like I
Gretzky
watched
was
That,
around.
that was because of
Gretzky.
Gretzky. That was because
probably.
Yeah.
Like I watched hockey. I remember watching hockey, watching Olympic hockey, like
Mm-hmm.
knowing hockey, knowing players, knowing teams.
Yeah.
You know, like
Same.
Sean was
Yeah.
like, "We're in the Stanley Cup tonight." I was like, "The Stanley Cup is happening?" Like I wasn't even aware that hockey was happening.
Yeah.
It's completely
really weird how
different
that's
now.
changed. Because the
Yeah.
90s, I knew. Like,
I used to know.
knew
Like I would watch it.
Eiserman, Roenick, Adam Oates,
Yeah.
Patrick Waugh. Luke
sure.
Robitaille. Like I knew
Mhm.
players. I knew when hockey season was. I felt like it was a thing, and now I feel like hockey
Nope.
happens.
Does that mean the
like-
marketing is just not getting out there?
It's
They're
like
not-
American
not.
sports
they're
just
not
don't.
tooting their horn enough.
It's like they just don't cover it anymore. Like it's just not
Like,
a thing.
I remember like Hockey Night in America on ESPN.
Right.
Like I
So
remember
that's
all
the-
of that stuff.
I was just about to say,
Sponsored by Bud Ice, and they had
Back
that weird
then,
thing going, it was doobie
like-
doobie doo.
not pre-cable, but like generally, like when more Americans had, over the air,
Regular TV. Mm-hmm.
like having that sports block a week drew audience. Like that's all we had to watch. I think today's landscape, where everything is everywhere, and there's a million apps and a million things to competing for your time, like hockey definitely got squeezed out. I mean, they don't even really cover hockey anymore. It's not even like on the highlight reels.
No.
They don't even
I
tell
was
you
gonna say,
who
yeah,
won.
the only time I ever see anything hockey on ESPN is like during like the top 10 plays, and that's only like
We talked
maybe
about
there's
it.
one or two hockey plays.
We talked about it on Sweet Hangs, and I want to say Sean told me that like the NHL did something where, like they pulled their rights from Fox or one of whoever they were with when hockey was a thing. Like they pulled it, like they tried to negotiate, and they called their bluff, and they had to go somewhere else. And like apparently since then it's been real bad, because like you had people conditioned to watch hockey here, and then it wasn't there anymore, and people just watched something else then.
Rattle
Yeah.
off.
If you're
Follow
getting
the
off the
sport.
network, even in these days, I mean, that's pretty big.
And it was a long time, too.
Television.
I think it was like, I want to say it was ESPN. Maybe I have that wrong. I think they were off ESPN for like 10 years.
Sounds about right.
And yeah, and that's what
But I
happened.
thought it was weird that I saw the Stanley Cup games that I did watch through Max. And that kind of blew my mind. I'm like, who's logging into HBO Max being like, hey, let's watch some hockey?
Listen,
No,
HBO Max wants anybody that'll just log into it.
Yes.
Like they're just like, please log into the
Please,
app.
please show up.
Right.
Yeah, I remember watching. I remember seeing
I
hockey
use it a lot.
on ESPN, ABC. Like it was on Fox and everything in the 90s. Like
Yeah, that's what we talked
we
about. Because
were
I
into
remember,
hockey.
I remember the robots and the
Yeah.
puck power,
Yep.
Turning
the
red.
line
Yeah.
chaser, whatever thing they used to have, the power puck. I remember all of that. I remember like watching it as a kid, staying up late to see who won. And now I didn't even know the playoffs were happening. I didn't even know they were in season yet. I don't even know what the season. I honestly don't even know what the hockey season is anymore. I don't know
Me
when they
either. I
start and
have
stop.
no
It
idea.
mirrors the NBA.
Huh.
Because
Yeah,
think
I
about
do
it. We
kinda
got a
remember
Stanley-
that.
We got a Stanley Cup and a championship like within a week of each other.
Yeah, I guess you're so. Has it always been that way?
I think
Yeah.
it has been.
I think so.
Yeah.
Huh. Because for whatever
Yeah,
reason,
it absolutely has been. Because I remember always having to change out like the floors, like at the stadiums, they would change out
Yes.
the floor and the floor.
that's a good
from the
call. I do
Lakers to
recall.
the
Remember?
Kings.
Yeah. Yes. Plus, we had the Mighty Ducks. Like hockey was just around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
I remember
It's
playing
sad.
street
It's
hockey.
definitely fallen
movie.
from grace.
Yeah. We just don't. That's the thing. We need a good American hockey movie again.
See,
I used to play all the hockey video games too. Like
Same.
I loved the hockey games. It
Same.
was so much fun.
I don't remember which one it was. You guys, I'm sure do, because I'm sure it's the good one. But I think I spent a whole summer playing an extra neighbor's house who had a Genesis. Where you could play the hockey game where you beat up somebody and then the ambulance would come out and pick them up.
Well, you just
and
did
pick them up.
That was
NHL
either
94?
92 or 93. I don't think
It
94. I think 94
was
they took
they-
out
the
the
shit.
They got the ambulance for that?
That game was amazing. We played it endlessly. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I played the
You-
shit out of
hockey.
92 and 93 on Genesis because you could get in fights and people would start
Yeah.
bleeding.
Yeah, that's what I
great.
remember about it. I was like, the game was great.
I remember getting, I forgot which version. There was a time on the PS2 when they were re-released. They were releasing games, and then they'd have a certain version of like a 90s version of the game with it. So like Madden 2006 came with Madden like 94 or whatnot, and they did the same thing with hockey. Hockey came out with NHL 94. Like they were doing that where you'd get both games, and I remember buying both of them just to be able to play the old school Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis versions. I
They
think
should
I
just
still have the
re-release
NHL
that. Just
94
put
on
that
PS5.
hockey game on Switch
They
and I'll
should.
buy it. You know?
What about if EA can do a collection and have like
Even
NHL
better.
94, Madden 94, you know what I mean? And
I
put,
don't-
like,
would love
Just
that.
1994? Like they just call
Yeah,
it
all-
1994.
That
just
was
all
that was the
sports
golden
games?
year. That was
It
a
was really
golden year
good.
right
Yeah.
there. I'd be so down for that. That'd be great.
yeah.
Mark Sue
Definitely,
says,
and
what is
ambulances
bigger
for
in the
all of them.
U.S., baseball or gridiron? What is that?
That's a
Gridiron football.
Is that like
Gridiron's
our football, American football?
Yes.
They
I
call
think
it
so.
gridiron somewhere else?
Yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Because
I
football is
definitely
supposed to
heard
be.
Oh, it's like a soccer thing with us. Okay.
that. Mhm.
Yeah,
That's what they do to us. Okay.
I didn't know
Is
that either.
baseball or,
I didn't know that.
is baseball bigger than football? I don't
No.
think
so.
so.
God,
Bigger.
no. God, no.
Football's
God, no.
way
It
No.
used to be
No.
There's way more money in
a
baseball.
long
but
time ago.
No.
Yeah, like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah,
like,
long time ago.
Long time
Football's
ago.
been more popular than baseball for some time.
I want to say since the 80s, maybe.
Maybe even
I'd
before,
probably say
but definitely since the 80s.
I mean, when you started getting the Green Bay and San Francisco and Dallas, going
Yeah.
through their
Yeah,
rotation,
once they got rid
I
of the
feel like
leather
it kinda
caps, it's
blew
like,
up.
all right, fam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely like, I think Marino, Montana's that time and forward. Like football.
I feel like baseball was still really popular. I think
It was.
baseball
It
fell
was.
off. I think
It was.
baseball
No,
fell
you're
off
right.
after the roids.
They used to
once
be
we got
neck
rid of
and
the
neck.
roids, baseball just
sure.
kind of.
I think baseball
tanked.
peaked. I don't agree. I think baseball peaked like
Okay.
you had that Yankees run, and then you had that Bo Sox run like a decade after that, and then since then I think it's been downhill.
I Googled it.
That
Apparently-
Boston dynasty was pretty popular.
It was popular,
whole
yeah,
tone.
but I still think people were paying more
I think the
attention.
ratings
during,
were
like,
high.
McGuire,
Well, you'll never
Barry
beat the
Bonds.
Summer of Slam. Like that was
Yeah.
that's you got to
I
outlaw.
think
like,
that's the peak.
move that aside. Well, okay, I'll give you that. You're right. That captivated the whole country. Everybody was watching that. So
oh yeah.
Apparently,
Fire Bonds, Sosa.
1972, the numbers flipped.
yeah, that sounds right. That does sound right.
Damn, 72. That was so
Yes.
long ago.
So when Miami went undefeated, got it.
Correct. That's the year when
Dolphins
the
went
numbers flipped.
undefeated. Oh wow,
Yes.
that's crazy.
I'm trying to see if there's
Also,
anything saying they
baseball is
flip
so
back.
long, and it's such a bigger time commitment than football. Football is what, 14,
Dude,
16
at this
weeks?
point, it's not.
18
Once,
weeks.
18 weeks now.
It is
Okay.
like it is more games, of course. But I thought you meant like the actual like the single game. Like between like baseball's done a lot to speed up their game, whereas football is getting slower.
Takes
and slow.
forever.
Yeah.
But just the season commitment, like you're in and out of football season.
That's what I
Baseball
was
season
more
feels
referring
like
to,
it
not like
lasts
yeah.
I got it.
forever. It's
Yeah.
144 games for baseball. Like that's just
I think it's at 180.
180.
That sounds horrible.
I don't think either one of you are right. I want to say 162.
That
That
sounds
might
right.
be right. I think I'm thinking of 144 may have been like a
162
shortened or
is
lockdown
correct.
season.
Okay, I was like, I think you're thinking of a refresh rate. I don't think you're thinking of
No,
baseball.
no. I swear there was a lockout season where it was like 144. But either way, 162 games is just
It's a lot.
asinine.
It's too
To,
much.
to give some more context, Monday Night Football debuted on ABC September 21st, 1970. And that's kind of what really brought football to the mainstream. So there you go.
I can see it.
Within 2 years, it surpassed baseball because of that.
Yep.
Well, and like every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday, you're going to get football.
Yeah. Well, and then now Fridays and Thanksgiving and Christmas and yeah, they're doing all kinds of things now. And then if you
Baseball
count
is just
if you count
always on.
college on top of it.
Yeah, college is. I mean, I know people who have the life where it's like high school football on Friday, college football on Saturday,
Yep.
NFL on
Football
Sunday.
is Thursday
Football is
through
king.
Monday. Thursday through Monday is football time.
Yep.
And then we talk football on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Get back
Gotta
ready
set your
for-
fantasy lineup, figure out what you're gonna do.
It's crazy because football kind of has this kind of wave where it almost feels year round because you have the NFL season, then you have college football, then you have talking about football, then you have the draft, then you have fantasy football.
I don't think it feels like it's year round because we haven't had football in a while.
Yeah, we do get
Like,
a break, but
There's a
You get
there's a
a-
large.
you do have the
break.
off season.
We get a break, but you can tell us a break.
I definitely think there's an opening for the off season for somebody else to do football.
I mean,
I
they
thought
keep
the
trying that,
XFL
and they keep
was
failing.
kind of there.
Well, there's other footballs going on, but we just don't care.
Yeah,
like
it
other
keeps-
smaller
they keep
leagues.
trying.
Like right now, the big three in basketball is happening right now, but nobody gives a fuck. So basketball is still playing, but nobody's just watching it.
yeah.
We're done.
Yeah, big three. Don't the WNBA is goes after the off season of NBA as well. So
I started watching some of that.
It's
I
fun.
enjoy
It's
the
fun.
WNBA.
There are games on Tubi. When I open Tubi, I see them and I tune in and I watch. Start getting.
Big three's fun. I like it.
If we get a team, which was reported that Dan Gilbert is trying to buy one, if Cleveland gets a team, I'll watch more. I just need something to watch. I need something to watch for. I need a rooting interest.
Okay.
I'm just rooting for Kelsey Plum. That's it.
Sure.
I don't care where she is. I'm rooting for her.
Yeah.
She's great.
I'm rooting for
Wow,
everybody
we talked
black.
about baseball and we talked about fucking hockey. This is
So the whole time.
Off to a great start.
Delvin, save us.
It's gonna be a short episode.
I can't save you. I hate to break it to you. I ain't do shit this week but work. Oh, my balls finally came in, so I'm happy about that.
Finally hit puberty, huh? Ball finally gotcha.
Yeah. I'm not going.
Are you getting replacements like with your knee too? They just
No.
He went to the
they just came
testicle
in.
knee guy.
My
Did
giant
you
yellow
go in
balls
for
finally
did you
came
go
in.
in for a ball lift?
No. They shipped them in this morning. So
What the
finally
hell
got
are
my
you talking
balls.
about?
See, that's why I
Skee
said
ball.
It. Skee ball. I got a skee ball table for Father's Day.
Talk about some white shit.
Yeah.
Why the
and-
balls didn't come in with the skee ball set?
Because they only sent me 2 balls. So I needed more balls. Then I can't play skee ball with 2 balls. Who the fuck does
Hell
that?
bootleg set did you buy?
I didn't
Why
buy it. It
is
was a
this
gift.
type of stuff continuously happening to you?
They were
Like,
like, "Hey,
what?
We're gonna get you a skee ball table, but the balls come separately." So I had to go on Amazon, order a set of balls.
I
So
mean,
now
it's like
have-
that for a ping pong table, I guess, but it doesn't seem right.
It
for
is?
people to come
That
in.
sounds horrible. You sent
I mean,
me a pinball table with no balls. I'm
It'd
fucking
be like
you
trying
up.
to buy a pool table with no.
No cute.
Right.
Right.
Right,
What?
right.
Fuck,
That's true.
Fuck, I'm
yeah.
doing this.
Well, look, the reality is if Delvin bought a pool table, it would have no balls. He'd have to buy those separately, or he'd get like 4 or 5 of them.
Yes, Mark, my balls.
He would get
My ski
croquet
balls.
balls instead of
My big yellow ski balls. I have
These
5
balls
now.
are smooth as eggs.
Yes. 5 is enough to play skee ball with. I feel like
Sure.
that's good enough.
I mean, are you playing with anybody? It's just you by yourself? Then
No,
balls
it's
is
two,
fine.
it's 2
Shit.
players. So,
Okay.
play with somebody,
So they gave you 2 balls for a 2-player skee ball set.
Correct.
You were ripped off. Whoever
Yes.
bought that for you, they need to be. We can do better.
Mark, you know what a
deserve
skee
that.
ball table is? You ever go to the arcades? I don't know what they call them. I think you're from Australia because you're saying mate and stuff like that. Well, maybe, I don't know. You may be from England. I don't know what the fuck.
He
you're
said, "Sorry, Australian." Yeah. Look at
There
that.
you go.
We
See,
are
I'm-
reaching Australians. This is
Oh,
us.
yeah.
See, a
Dope.
skee ball table is the table where you throw the balls into the circles, that you roll them up into the circles, and you get points for it. They usually have them like at arcades and stuff like that.
It's like if
Yeah,
you
it's kind
mix
of like a
bowling
little
and
bowling
darts.
Yeah,
Correct.
exactly. Yeah,
I'm sorry, Del.
it is.
You still
It is
deserve
an
better.
arcade staple
I know.
for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you gonna get an air hockey table next? Let's just bring back the hockey.
Hey, I'm getting whatever gifts I get.
Yeah, I like me some air hockey. That's another
Once
fun one.
once I get this
Where do
little
you
bastard out my
put
house,
all of this shit?
eventually one of these kids' rooms will just be mine, and it will
Eventually.
host all. Yeah, host all
In
this
I don't
stuff.
2030.
believe that for a minute. Those kids ain't going nowhere.
2030.
Eventually, they have to leave.
Dude,
They gotta leave. They gotta leave. They gotta leave
That
eventually.
was a different
That's
decade,
true.
Sarah. I don't know if that's still true anymore.
They gotta
Also,
leave
you
eventually.
kind of like went up in the pitch when you said that they have to leave, right?
Yeah.
please. That was a
I'm
question.
try-
That was a help and a prayer.
I'm trying to convince myself.
Yeah.
Eventually, they have to leave.
No, I think what they're doing is they're thinking if they just raise the price of everything enough, we'll all have to just stay at our homes together like we used to.
My kids think
Yeah,
they're slick. They're
yeah.
like, we just gonna wait till
Skee-ball.
all. There you go.
There you go.
We're gonna wait till all the consoles come out so Dad can buy them for us. Then we'll leave.
Your kids ain't going nowhere. They're just gonna wait you out so they can then inherit the house. That's
This is
really
the
what it
most like carny looking game. It's awesome.
Right?
I love skee ball, but look how
Yeah.
just
People
It does look carny.
doesn't
Yeah.
like
Like you
It didn't
expect
take much
the
to come up
100
with
to
this.
be too small to fit the ball, right? Like you expect some kind of
he
shenanigans
showed
like
it
that.
to us on Shaq. His skee ball table is like severely low to the ground. Like it
It's
looks like
lower
you'd
to the ground.
like you'd have to like bend to
Oh.
roll. Like I was like,
When
you
you
gotta
In
We got to
person,
put some
it's-
risers on that thing or
in
something.
person, it's not as low as it looks, but it is low to the ground.
We got to bring it up a bit. We got to get
Delphin,
you know,
you already got bad knees. You about to destroy
That's
your
what
back
I'm
trying
saying.
to play skee ball as well. You too old for this, bro.
That is true. I am old.
Mhm.
You're gonna have to sit like in a beanbag chair to play skee ball.
Just get somebody to put a couple blocks underneath it. Just just raise it up a little.
Now I'm curious. Mark, y'all don't have Dave and Buster's or anything like that in Australia? Because he said that's at a fairground. They have that at a fairground.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense,
sure.
yeah.
Okay, I'm sure they do.
Because I would
Their
assume like
version of it.
Santa Monica Pier would be like a fairground type of setup.
Yeah.
And-
Absolutely. Find Delvin Jr. Tell him to go find some cinder blocks and let's raise the damn skee ball table up so
Oh, we
Delvin
just
doesn't
gonna-
destroy his
we
back.
A
just
couple
go
4x4s, you just
we're
paint them
gonna
red and
find-
make it blend in. You know.
We're just going to use every stereotype. Put it on cinder blocks and shit like we in the hood.
Are
you
you not?
Should-
Are you
should I
not?
just-
I mean,
Like,
I like how you guys are at
There's
I
the
don't
line.
understand.
Should I just also just get a dice table or some shit around here?
I'm surprised you didn't
You
do
say
that
you don't have
on the
one?
skee ball table.
Not yet. Yeah. That might
Not
be
yet.
coming next. Have
Got
a
this
wall of
hand in a dice game.
This is
How
my dice
Tron
wall.
is living.
Mm-hmm.
Just go to that construction site, get you 4, maybe 6 cinder blocks.
Yeah.
The funny thing
Call
is,
it a day.
is the construction site not too far from here.
Of
See?
course there is.
He
We-
wouldn't have
look,
to
we
go. Like
already know.
he could just get somebody to bring them to him. Like, hey, you want to make $2?
Yeah. That is called a
That's
crackhead.
it.
That's correct.
I didn't want to say it, but
I'll
we
say it.
all knew what it meant.
Look,
I'll
I'm
get you
sure the
cinder
Arab
blocks.
store
Yeah.
got some too. You know,
They
you got
probably
all
do.
kind of options here. You got options.
Yeah.
That's true.
Ridiculous.
That is true.
Donnie, I'm not playing any games. I'm not doing anything. It's actually the first time I've turned on my computer since the last time we had a show.
That's nice.
Are you
Damn.
playing anything? I've done
Playing
nothing.
Breath of the Wild, nobody cares. To keep the arcade train going.
See,
There it
Johnny,
is.
you're just like me, man. It's like I'm playing a game that I love. Nobody cares about it.
I mean,
We're
I've just
having
been
a good
talking
time.
about it for a month. What do you want me to
Right.
say? I'm
Yeah,
still
exactly.
playing
I've
Zelda.
talked enough about it.
Hold on.
I'm not-
What's a quilting table?
You mean quilts with, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I don't know.
You,
what
you
that
have a
is.
computer in front of you. You could Google that. You know, it's
No,
possible.
that's not fun.
I don't want that in my search history. No, I'm playing Breath of the Wild. I have, like I've been talking about it. I'm not really playing the game. Like I haven't completed anything. I'm literally
in the
just
world.
I'm just going around the world collecting things to send to my friends. That's all I'm doing.
All right.
So
That's
like
nice.
You're a vendor.
the Zelda Notes app, Snurts, there's an app in Breath of the Wild that lets you share items with your friends.
Yeah, I heard.
So I have
that's
all
pretty
these
cool.
friends. I'm up to I think I have 21 people. We had somebody this week. Like I've joined the Discord so Donnie can send me shields. Like we've got strangers coming out of the woodworks. Like I heard the show. Where do I get the hookup?
Donnie's-
Like
Donnie selling that rock.
I'm not
the
gonna lie
price
to
of the
you.
brick need to go up.
I'm not gonna lie to
what
you.
I'm saying?
it's getting a little like it's too much. Like I'm running out of inventory at this point. Like there's too many people. Demand is too high.
What are
You
you
gotta
buying?
cut some people. You gotta cut
He
some
turned
people.
to the vendor from Resident Evil 4.
What I haven't sent anything out in a couple of days. For anybody that's listening, that's like, "Where's my Donnie drop?" That's because this week I have spent a significant amount of time creating ancient gear, which is to help people fight guardians. It's very resistant. It's very strong. It's very expensive. So I've got ancient swords and shields and bows that are coming. But I want to build up enough of them that I can kind of send everybody one at once, as opposed to doing one like every day. So
Nice.
that's what I'm doing at the moment. But like I'm literally
Drops with Donnie.
I'm literally just wasting time. I played a little Mario Kart, so I'm still doing that every now and again when I just want to like kind of jazz it up or something, do something a little different. But that's all I'm playing to keep the arcade talk going. Since we're talking Dig Dug and skee ball, I sold my Golden Tee cabinet this week. So as the Golden Tee games are coming to Switch, I was like, well, I mean, I'm never going to play this again, probably. Like, I probably would every now and again, but chances are if I wanted to play Golden Tee, I'll be playing it on PC or Switch. So I didn't think I needed that anymore.
I thought you was getting like a new Golden Tee cabinet.
I would love to get a new one, like a modern one, but that one takes up significantly more space.
I feel like we can make it happen.
When the game was released, we talked about it last week on the show. I think I mentioned it to Delvin. I was like, I'm thinking about getting rid of my cabinet. Like, once I get this game, I don't think I'll use it much. and Delvin sent me a picture of one for sale. And I was like, man, that doesn't seem right, because it was a used one and it was the same price I paid for mine. But apparently inflation has caught up to those things, because the price brand new is a lot higher than what I paid for mine when I bought it brand new. Yeah. So I made money off the deal. I had a cabinet for years that I played and sold for profit. I was like, that's wild.
That's the Donnie way.
Usually it's the opposite.
It's usually the opposite.
Video game stuff. Yeah.
Not with Donnie. Donnie buys a PlayStation 5 for $2 and sells it for $25.
It was.
Donnie finds a way.
I'm not going to lie to you. It was in more demand than I expected. I put it up for a day. Nothing happened. And then Saturday hit and I had like 36 minutes. Like I had everybody in the world was like, I'll come get it right away. I was like, wow. I don't know if I've missed a wave. Is there something happening? Are they viral? Like, Delvin, what's going on with... I thought 1UP Arcade was like not going well and was probably about to close down. And here I have all these people like, we'd love to have your cabinet. I was like, what's going on with this stuff?
What I think is happening is because the stuff is coming out cheaper now, because people are selling it and, used products like cheaper, people are just buying it now. Buying it all.
It's not cheaper though. Like I sold it for more than I paid for it.
How much you sold it for?
$350.
Yeah, that's about the price they want to pay for stuff like that.
Yeah, but I paid $299 for it.
I don't think they know that. like what other stuff is like?
No. Right now, the same machine, if you buy it brand new, I think it's $599 now.
All the 1UP stuff I've seen, unless that
blew my mind. Who's buying that for that much?
People, I don't see anybody buying it for that much. I've seen all the 1UP stuff I've seen online is pretty cheap. Like it's like I've seen like the Pac-Man ones going for like $200 now on certain places, like on Facebook Marketplace. I've seen some go for
$499. Arcade
was yours a 1UP cabinet, or was it like more of the traditional arcade? See,
it was a 1UP cabinet.
I would think that people would pay more for like the originals. I don't like the 1UP cabinets. They're too small.
I think the original cabinets I think are like $2,000.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah, no. The 1UP is attainable. Tiny. The other ones are like actually legit, real expensive.
And the 1UP ones,
give me the unobtainium, damn it.
The newer 1UP ones are bigger than the original ones.
Yeah.
Like if you look, the 1UP, you can't see it on my camera. You can't actually.
We can see it.
The Street Fighter one.
Street Fighter.
This is the original one.
The X-Men one is larger.
A lot larger, even with the risers. So as they kind of like the second gen, third gen 1UP cabinets are a lot bigger and better made, frankly speaking, than the original ones. Like the original ones, you probably can get that Street Fighter. At one point, that Street Fighter cabinet was like $200. Might have been cheaper than you can find it for like $150 at one point, but they're probably going up now because people have money for it.
Price of the brick going up.
Yeah.
Make that money.
I have this year's version of Golden Tee. It'll run you $6,500.
Whew.
That's
why the 1UP arcade machine was like kind of a hit, because it was like, man, we can finally buy a Golden Tee game. And the guys that came and got it, they were like some frat guys, like some roommates. They were so excited. They were like, yo, I've always wanted a Golden Tee. I was like, man, well, knock yourselves out.
Have fun.
I'll be
that shit's going to be broke by next weekend.
Probably. I'll be playing on my Switch. So, outside of that,
add cup holders to it.
That's all I'm doing. I'm playing Breath of the Wild and selling stuff I'm no longer using. Sold my Steam Deck.
Good. That shit out of here.
Mark, as you go through your journey through PSVG, you will notice that a lot of people have come and left.
Well, he's listening to Shaq from the beginning. He didn't say
PSVG. Then definitely a lot of people have come and left. You weren't going to listen to Shaq.
I don't think a lot of people have come and gone from Shaq. We've been pretty stable over the years. Not as much as like this show. This show has had more variations of the show than we've had people in Shaq.
Yeah, because nobody likes those other variations. This is the variation they like.
This is the one that stuck.
Yeah, this is the one that worked. Us.
I mean, I guess you're right, but like, I think for as long as Shaq has gone on, I think we've been okay. I think a lot of podcasts change hosts.
Not saying it has been okay, but
this is me and Jason.
Okay.
And me, Jason, and Caroline. Then me and Caroline.
Okay.
Then me and Rebecca and Garrett.
You forgot all about Kevin.
No, I didn't. Kevin was never like
fuck Kevin.
Kevin was never a weekly Shaq person though. That was never a thing. He would pop in here and
I'm
there with
thinking
like guest
of you and
spots.
him with the Xbox.
Yes,
Oh,
Kevin
wow.
was not a I do Shaq every week thing. That was never the case. So I
Wasn't
wasn't count him
Garrett
like
like
that.
a
Delvin.
regular for a minute there too?
Garrett was a
Yeah,
regular.
Garrett,
Yep, so we had
Elaine.
me and Jason, me and Caroline. Oh, now you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. So me and Jason,
Yeah.
me and Caroline, me, Rebecca, and Garrett. Then Rebecca and Garrett. Rebecca, Garrett, and Elaine. Then me and Rebecca. Me, Rebecca, Delvin.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. I don't think that's too bad.
It's not too bad.
Aren't
not
we
too
like
bad.
over 500 episodes or something like that? No, not 500. It was like 300.
Yeah, we like it. We almost at 4, I think.
5 is like the number. Like I kind of would like to get to 5 before I call it quits.
You'll get
In the
5.
back of my head, that's kind of there. Like I
You'll
think
get
it'd be
5.
cool to do 500.
You'll get there. You'll get
I'm not.
That's
I'm not.
gonna
Listen, I'm not married to it. If we got to pull it early, we'll pull it early. Like I don't care that much. I don't want to sell.
We've
this
heard
too
that
hard.
before.
But
You know
if I
Delvin's not
want
gonna let
to,
that happen. Delvin's gonna die on a podcast.
do you think we could? Like, do you think we can turn it over? Do you think we could like give the podcast to somebody? Could we like find some young kids and be like, "Do you want this?" And just
That'd be pretty cool.
that would
Give
be
it
pretty
to
cool.
Delvin Jr. and
Jack.
and Jack. Let them
Jack's
have
not
it.
fucking with no damn Nintendo. That'd be like
Hey,
giving
you know,
it to
we'll
you.
give it to Delvin and Hudson. Hudson is all about that Nintendo life. He loves
There
it.
you go.
Yeah, we gotta raise some Nintendo
Okay.
kids.
We at 381 on Shaq.
Well, that's a little more than I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, we can get
we-
500.
Yeah, 5 should be like a year or two.
Yeah, we can get to 500.
Yeah.
What you
that'd
do
be
is
cool.
if you get like close to feeling like you want to be done, but you still want to hit the 500, you
Oh,
divide
I've
the
been there 10
episodes.
See-
times.
You divide the episodes up into 30-minute chunks. So you'll record 1 hour or whatever, and then you got 2 episodes out of that 1 hour.
See, the good thing about Shaq is me, Donnie, and Rebecca actually like each other.
That's good.
It's,
Of all
it's
the ones
funny.
we had, I think me, Rebecca, and Delvin is my favorite iteration of Shaq. If I had to like rank the eras, like I think this is my favorite era of Shaq. Is the one we're in right now,
Yeah, we actually like do 2-hour shows.
and that's saying a lot. Like I love no, and I loved all the hosts that we did it with for different reasons, for sure. But this one's really fun.
Yeah, it's getting the PSVG levels on time.
And here's
It's
the,
like-
like we did.
This is
casting
one I
calls.
can listen to. I'll listen to
Snurts
this
is here?
Shaq.
We did casting calls for extra folks. We brought a bunch of people through. No offense to anybody that came through, as I'm like choking as I'm trying to talk at the same time. Shaq felt weird with anyone else.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And that's I guess that's a good thing. 'Cause it's
And that's
like
not just. And let me also add to this, because I don't want anybody out there that actually listens and did this. I don't want them to feel bad.
no,
If you've noticed, we also haven't really had guests since we've really done this, because we have, and it disrupts the natural flow of the show. It's
Disrupts
different.
the shenanigans.
It really does, and it's different. Like it's I don't want to put words in people's mouths or speak for them. Like when it's just the three of us, I think we all have a lot more fun. I definitely think Rebecca has a lot more fun.
she's a lot more relaxed.
Yeah. And like when we've had guests, I don't think the energy is quite the same.
I've listened
So
to
we-
a lot of podcasts that have good chemistry between 2 or 3 people, and there is always something a little bit.
And I've
different when
had-
they bring on a guest. Like it's
I've
natural
had,
to be a little.
I
bit
think I've
different
had
than that.
better chemistry than Shaq right now. I think I've had other Shaqs with better chemistry. I think Caroline and I were electric. We really were. We were on fire for a minute. But it wasn't as fun. Fun is really the word that I'd use. I think we have a lot of fun every Sunday.
Yeah, this is the fun era of Shaq, and people listen and send in tons of questions because of it.
Yeah, we definitely have more interaction this time.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
that helps too. Anytime the chat gets going for these shows, it's always a little bit
We had a
more
lot of
entertaining, a
interaction
little
then,
bit more
too.
engaging.
And like me, Rebecca, and Garrett, I think if I had to just go off of chemistry, we had really great chemistry there for a bit. Where you start to complete each other's sentences and figure out each other's like euphemisms and patterns and stuff. Like we were there. That was a really great trio for a while. Me and Jason were really great. It's a different kind of show back then, but it was really good though. Like it was a good
People
Nintendo
want
podcast.
the shenanigans. The shenanigans is what we're here for. Okay.
Yeah, I think
So
you're right.
I can listen to Shaq because there's some shenanigans and some nonsense.
Like when we
Rebecca's gonna
started,
yell at you. It's gonna be great.
Yes.
right?
I'm here for that.
When we started all of this, not just Shaq, but when we started all of this, I think we were doing our impressions of like what we thought a podcast was. Right, like early on, our shows are way more tame. They're way more structured. And just over the years, I don't know if we just, I don't know, maybe we quit caring, maybe we gave up, maybe we loosened up, whatever you want to call. But we definitely have more fun in the COVID era than before.
Yeah.
I think, anyway.
I
agree.
agree. I think everybody's kind of found their way and their comfort, and it's just people hanging out. We're not trying to do anything in particular. We're just hanging out, talking some games.
I've
talking
told
some
these
trash,
two
good
this,
stuff.
but I don't think I've ever said it on air. But when I say it, I mean it. As I talk about like these different eras of Shaq, and this show had way many different eras than that. Of all of those shows, notice that when I kept saying the host came and left, like I stayed. I would like willing to like bring on new people. I don't think I am in it. I think this is it.
Yeah.
Like I will say that, like for me, I can almost confirm that to you. This is it. There will be no that I'm a part of. There'll be no next iteration of the show. This is the iteration of the show.
Not gonna lie.
And then when this is it, it's it.
It's reached its final form.
This is gonna be it. Like once us three say, this is it. It's gonna be it.
Yeah. Like if Rebecca was like, I can't do it anymore, and Dublin was like, I'm out, like I don't think I'd keep it going.
Yeah.
It would have to be I don't know. I don't even want to like I don't know.
I would prefer to pass
I would
it
hate
on.
to do it, but like I don't think
Yeah.
I could like let's go find new people to do this with. I
I
don't
would
think I
prefer
have
to
that. in
pass it on to the next generation. But yeah, once we like this, it.
Maybe Sean. It would have to be something like, or Jason coming back, something like that. I could be talked into maybe, but not like new people. I don't think I have it in me to go find new people.
We're too old for that.
It really, you really
like,
are. It's like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not going through that again with new people. Like, I don't have that in me.
Y'all like y'all trying to negotiate. Like, what if just Rebecca leaves? God damn.
You're gonna say, wait, hold on now, hold on a minute, hold on, Mondale. Wait, let's make a deal here. Let's make a trade. Let's figure it out. Yeah,
White Devil was
White
awesome.
Delvin. What the hell is White Delvin?
Jason Lacey.
Shaq
White
Lord.
Oh,
White
that's
Delvin.
oh yes, I do remember that. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
3 years away from Shaq 500.
We should try to do something. I don't know what that means, but we should try to do something for that one. That
Hell
would be
is
pretty
something.
cool. I don't
Don't
know.
bring back everybody who's ever appeared on the show.
No, I don't think they'd
I don't
take
think
that
we do
offer.
that.
I don't think they'll.
I
You
probably
got 10
could
minutes.
get one or two of the people on there. I can sweet talk them to come on for one episode.
Sure, buddy. Sure.
Do we want to do that? I don't want to do
Get
that.
Rebecca's mom to come on.
Now we're talking.
That-
See, now that's more of the energy that I was looking for.
Now you're trying to get me in trouble. now you just
I know what the people want.
I want you. No,
All right, we've bullshitted enough. Let's get into the news.
it's a lot of news this week. So
Yeah, it is.
Let's kick off with the top. Kojima's done it again. Death Stranding 2 lit up reviews this week. Game comes out tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it out tomorrow? And yeah,
26.
it's got a 90 at the time that I checked this, which is earlier this morning. A 90 on both OpenCritic and Metacritic. Reviewers seemingly love it. So PlayStation fans rejoice.
Yeah. I figured this would be the one that would do really good for him. One kind of
The
felt
one?
like the one out of all the projects that he's supposed to be working on. The first one almost felt like a tech demo.
Did
It
it?
was cool. Yeah. Like
I mean,
you're
you have to, yeah, I'll take your word for it. I don't know.
like you have to you're building these roads and stuff like that, and you have to balance yourself while you carry all these boxes on your head. And then after you play 20 hours of it, then you start fighting these cool ass monsters and stuff like that. Then you get the ending.
I quit on that game so damn fast.
I'm
think I-
shocked you started it.
I don't know if I played it for. I don't think I played it for an hour. I think I played it for about 35 minutes and was like, nope.
Yeah, it's not a Donnie game.
I really just, it is a pet peeve of mine. We get those questions every now and again. I think doing this over the years, I've really learned I really don't like games that make you fight the controls as like the fun mechanic. I don't like that. I don't like that.
What?
Nope. Don't want to do this.
Once you get used to it, it's just second nature.
Yeah.
It's just really second nature.
No, he's not getting there. Like that's not happening.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I said I'm surprised you even picked
It's
it
like
up.
what's a gameplay mechanic that you hate? Like an input that you hate having to do.
There's not an input that I hate, but I
hate
hate
water
having
levels.
to manage stamina. I hate that shit.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
no,
a good
that that works. That's not input. That works. Yeah. Yeah, that whole balancing thing and like you gotta do. I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I was like, this is the game. This is the loop. The moment of no. I was like, absolutely not. No. I feel like the same
Honestly,
way with
the
like
only,
it's like Octodad, right? Was like one of them. Remember that game?
Well, that's
Yeah, I would never play that. No thanks.
I wouldn't even compare that to.
Sorry to interrupt you, Snurts. Also,
No,
that,
it's okay.
that new Devolver game, that baby set, like I look at that
Yeah,
and
no,
say, I'm like,
hell
no. I don't understand the part of the gamer's brain that really likes that stuff. They're definitely there. They keep making this stuff, but I don't get the idea.
It's not for me.
It's a little different than that because as you play the game, you learn to balance out your suit and stuff like that. So it's less and less of a problem, and you start getting
Of course.
and stuff
Yeah,
like
no, that I get.
But you have to get there first. That's the whole thing
Yeah.
about it.
You
And
lost
that
me.
is
I'm not doing that for 20 hours to get there.
And that is
Correct.
the problem.
That's so many cutscenes.
And then once you start building the roads and stuff like that, that's when it really gets fun. I'm assuming this one seems like all that stuff is done, so now you just get to the action. It seems like, for what I've seen of the game.
You got to build the road to the beach, and then you can, see the.
That would be funny. Look,
We got one more road to build.
look here, Norman Reedus. You got to build this road to the beach.
Similarly, but slightly different. You guys see those trucking games that are like super popular, like Snow Runners and Mud Runners and stuff?
Yes, I have.
The simulators.
So I bought one of those. I think because Jeff was like, I love this game. I'm so addicted to it. I was like, I gotta give this a try. And I got a cheap copy on Switch, and I played Mud Runners literally the same way for all of 7 minutes. Was like, absolutely not. Like I am conditioned to like a level of convenience in video games that like these simulator type stuff do not provide me. And like I have no patience for it.
Those seem fun.
I got stuck in like just a mud puddle. I was like, no. They're like, you got a starter. I was like, and I'm done. Like, and eject. I was like, who does this for fun? Who does this for fun? Lots of people, but not me.
Donnie's like, I have to build enough shit regularly at work where I'm fighting.
Yeah,
against
it was
things.
just like,
I don't want to do that. For
I can't imagine
my
that that's
leisure.
fun for people, but somebody it is.
So one of the hardest levels in the old school God of War is when you're getting out of Hades and you're trying to go across all those beams that are rotating and whatnot, and doing the balancing act. I
Yeah.
don't mind that for like small bursts, like
For
it
a
can
moment.
make for a good traversal. Like you mix it up, you have a little bit of balancing.
Yeah, but what if
if
that
the
was
entire
just the
concept-
game?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't care about that. What was that? Baby Steps game
Baby
that was
Steps.
on the Game Fest.
Yeah,
I looked at crap. I was like, I don't want to be like left foot, right foot at clicking buttons. A B.
So the climbing games.
A, B.
There's so many games. They're like
Yeah.
trigger. It's like, why? Stop.
Let me
making
just
them.
press up. I don't need to have a right hand and a left hand when I'm climbing up the wall. Like,
Yeah,
no, thank you.
but you got like you saw it, and was it Peaks and all? Like people love that shit.
They can have it. There's
I'm also not a
something
fan of motion controls. I know some
Me
people
either.
love them. I don't
cannot
really care for
stand
it.
Nope.
Motion
I
controls.
love motion
I-
controls.
I-
Depends
I'm
on the
playing
game.
like
the
a
original
Depends,
Uncharted, and they'd be like, balance on the log. No.
depends on the game. Depends on how it's used. But I generally
So the
I
last
like
time I
motion
get
controls.
stuck with motion controls was in Spider-Man 2, and it's the lamest shit ever. It's like raise the controller so Peter can raise his hands
that's
while he's
dumb.
on the
Yeah, no,
Ferris
that's dumb.
wheel.
Like
Or you're playing the
turn the-
deaf girlfriend of Miles, and you shake the controller to like fill a spray can bottle up.
I was just
so
saying
you can-
Infamous. Where
Yeah.
yeah. The spray can, you got to turn the controller sideways for some. I was like, why?
Yeah, I don't.
They're
I
like,
don't
oh, it's like
any
a
of that.
can. I'm like, but it's not. It's a controller though.
So stupid.
And I'm not very
No.
coordinated, so when I played Astrobot, and it's like, no, you just like flick the controller upwards, and I kept going to the
Sure.
side. I'm like, why am I failing?
Like
at
I
life?
love Wii Sports. obviously.
Wii Sports
and
was
stuff.
fun. I think that's a little
And-
different.
And like I like gyro aiming, like in Splatoon or like Zelda. Like I like motion controls. I'm not just anti motion controls, but I want them
I
to
am.
like. I feel like I want them
Fuck
to make
that.
sense, and I think that's the point. Like Spider-Man lifting his hands, so raising it. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, and also playing Wii Sports with basically like a remote for the TV is
Sure.
a lot easier than like when you're trying to hold a controller or do something
Yeah.
else and
It's
move
built
it
for
about.
it. It's built for motion. control.
Correct. Yeah.
If I'm not physically doing it, I don't want to do it. Like I'm not
Right.
actually balancing. Don't make me do that in the game. No. But
That's
yeah,
what
Wii
sticks are
Sports
for.
makes
Like, we
sense
put
because
sticks on
I'm
the controller for
actually
this.
doing that. Exactly. Like I
Right. Yeah.
don't hit me
Well, and
with
that's
this
what made
nonsense.
Assassin's Creed so like mind blowing when I first played it. It's like, wait, you can do parkour by just moving forward. What?
thank
Like
That's-
no
that's how it
platforming,
should
no
be.
jumping, no. Got to grab the ledge. You
Right.
know.
It adds a level of tedium to the gameplay that like I just don't have
Correct.
patience for. Just none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
So-
think of like some of the old Metro games when they were trying to traverse and like doing all those different jumps, and you got to tap it just right for it to kind of like float around
do.
and not like hit anything. Yeah, you got
Hit the
Donnie's
right
been
spot.
tapping it right all week.
I tell you, we had a good one. But that aside, Death Stranding 2, people are loving it. Love the story. Graphics look incredible. Looks like Hellblade. Like looks great.
It looks incredible. Yeah.
So yeah, if you've got it's not on PC, right? It's just
Not yet.
exclusive to console. So
So
No,
this
it's
is
for
the
the
PS5.
season.
that's your big one if you want to play
That's
it.
it for the year,
PlayStation
folks.
5
Go get your
professional.
PS5.
It's not it for the
I
year.
saw
We got Ghost of Tsushima.
I know.
Or-
I saw a Reddit thread where they
I
were
was
making
just-
fun of
yeah.
the Pro. It had like a picture of them both side by side, and they both said 60. Is that a thing?
What do you mean?
It was like you know, like a shit posting like Reddit thread, but the image they were making fun of the PlayStation 5 because apparently the game I guess runs at the same frame rate on both.
Yeah, they
like
get
60
they hit
on
60
both?
on both, but the
you go.
resolution and like the sharpness
I
on
figured.
the PS5 is
I figured.
Pro
Yeah, it was like a
much
shit post
better.
article.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's incredible the fact that he's got that thing to run the way it does on the PS5 base. Like that's
Nice.
it's pretty impressive. Pretty
I
impressive.
think they're gonna bring Death Stranding to Switch. That's been one of my little predictions for some time. I think that's gonna show up on Switch one day.
You're gonna buy it and you're gonna hate it.
I am not.
I'm gonna
I'm
laugh
not
at
buying
you.
that fucking game. I am not buying that fucking
Okay.
game.
It's gonna
Nope.
happen.
I wouldn't add it to my library if they gave it to me.
I don't believe you.
100% I wouldn't. Best
You
believe.
sit there in limbo.
Best believe that if I go to my Steam library and I search it, it won't be there because I've already hidden it. Like I don't want to see it.
Wait, you have it in
I
Steam?
think Josh has it or somebody has it. Maybe Nate. Somebody has it.
Okay.
Like, I don't want
Probably
to see
Nate.
you.
He
I
buys
don't want to
everything.
know you. I don't want any part of that. So, but wish everybody that do all the best. Have fun.
We'll let Delvin talk about it because we won't.
Yeah, are you going to play it? I'm just
Oh, hell yeah.
Anybody going to play it? Snurks,
I'm playing
you
Death
good?
Stranding. I love the first one.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you
It
did
doesn't
love it.
sound
You
very
and
great.
Elaine loved the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most I might do is like YouTube some of the cutscenes because I've always enjoyed just the wildness
Just
of
Kojima.
the creator. Yeah, I've never played any of the Metal Gear Solid games either, but I've seen some of the cutscenes and
Time
there's
out.
ton-
What?
Yeah. They were just
Yeah.
on sale too.
What? Thank you.
Whoa.
That is grounds for dismissal. You're on a
That's why.
PlayStation podcast and you ain't played none of the Metal Gear Solid games?
Not even
The
Revengeance.
hell?
God damn.
Delvin,
Delvin.
where did you find this person? Like, what the fuck? You vouch for this man.
I did.
You put
I'm
your
embarrassed.
name next to
should
his
be.
name. You should be.
You know what?
You
Yeah.
should be.
You know what? I got it. I got to take that L.
Snurts,
Yeah.
you got to fix this immediately.
Do I?
Yes.
Yes.
You do.
Yes, you do. Immediately. Go play Metal Gear Solid 5.
I had Win
Like
back.
now, like this week.
Win back. You picked win back?
I had Splinter Cell.
Oh my
Splinter Cell's a
god.
little better.
You have to get Delta. Metal Gear Solid Delta. That's what you
Is it a good one?
You should.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
What era
Get
is that? PS2 era or 3?
Yes. PS2 era.
PS2 era. Okay. I've heard good things. I watched my buddy play it a couple times when I was
Well, the
younger
remake.
on one of the
Yeah.
PlayStations.
Where are the remakes coming, right?
Sure, cool.
God damn.
I know.
You realize
I know
there's
the
a
remake.
Metal Gear
I know the,
re-
I know
Okay.
the remake.
I'm
The
like, oh
Snake
my
Eater
God.
or whatever.
Yes.
I know that's coming.
Delta.
It's one of those things that I never played it, but I get a lot of the references, like whenever they like show like the two people talking,
Good point.
But yeah, it's just one of those franchises that I never picked up because I never had the console really that it was on. I went from N64 to the original Xbox to Xbox 360 to PS4.
That checks. That makes.
And has there been a Metal Gear Solid game on the PS4?
Yeah, 5.
Yes, all of
There's
it.
5. Oh yeah, all the ones that were there before.
What do you think is the best like entry level for someone to try Metal Gear 2? That's a good scenario. That's why I said 5, because in my head I was like, I have a person who's never played a Metal Gear game, have no idea what their propensity is for playing old games. Like, what would be the recommendation?
Ground Zero Heroes would probably be a good one.
Who?
Ground Zero Heroes.
Like how,
That's the
like
prelude
Kev
to
was like,
5.
what?
Right.
That's like a good, and it's cheap. You can get in
I
there.
just think
you get
5 is a lot better. I didn't like Ground Zeroes.
I like Ground Zeroes. It's a good intro to 5. Then once you play Ground Zero Heroes, you get into 5, and
I don't like
the
5
pinnacle?
because 5 just doesn't have. It's not solid. Like it's just.
I know. Yeah, I know, because it's different, right? I get it.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
very
different.
different. Smoke and Joe
That's
probably
why-
get the
But
best
we don't
answer.
have remakes. So, like, is remake.
That's why I say Delta. Start there.
Delta's got to be the best way to
Because
for a
technically
new
Delta-
person to try.
In the timeline, that's the first one anyway.
First one.
So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh.
You got to get Delta certs. Like, we've made this decision.
Yes.
For you to continue appearing on our channels, you have to play Metal Gear Solid Delta.
No pressure.
That's a really good one too. That's a really good one. That I
That looks
played
like
on.
a very
I played on
modern one,
3DS.
When it's not like the top down stuff like the old school one, right?
Yeah, no.
No,
Not
no,
the
no,
original
no.
Metal Gear.
No,
Yeah,
this is
that's the
full,
one that
like-
my buddy and I would watch him play it every once in a while.
Yeah, no,
That
that's
shit's
Metal
hard.
Gear. Yeah,
Metal Gear.
Metal
Yeah.
Gear.
NES. That was
That's the one you should play.
It's
Tough as
just
hell.
it's
That's
just
too
weird.
much.
Like when you switch consoles up every decade, I guess, or so. You do have like these gaps that occur.
Do you think we'll see Metal Gear Solid remake like before we tune out of this?
Look,
Before
don't
we
give
die?
me hope. That's all I've wanted for the
It
last.
really kind of
however
is all
long.
we want. Yeah, that is
I've
kind of
wanted
true.
that in Final Fantasy VII. I got Final Fantasy VII. Now just give me Metal Gear Solid, you coward.
They got to
Just
do
give
Solid.
me the
They
original.
got to
Come
do.
on.
They're gonna do it. We're just not gonna make it.
It'll just be that long.
Yeah.
Well, one of two things is going to happen. We're all going to die of old age, or the world's going to explode. One of the
Now,
two.
I just recently beat Metal Gear Solid with the collection that just came out a couple years. Snurts. I mean, I had a fun time. I just don't know how much.
Yeah.
Are you into like playing like PlayStation games, like old retro games like that? Like I know you like arcades and stuff, but
I don't know because it whenever I've seen it, I'm like, oh, I get it, but I don't really care.
yeah, that was kind of my vibe. Is that you want the new?
You should
The
play.
new
But it
shiny
depends
hotness.
because like I love those top-down action games like Diablo or like the old X-Men Legends game, that kind of stuff. But that one seems more like sneaking. And I remember my buddy
Yeah,
getting
I
like,
would
really
never
excited.
think to look
He
at
got
both
like
of
the
them like
red
that.
headband or something like that. I guess you get various power-ups and whatnot throughout the game, which is in every
Yeah,
goddamn.
you got to
game
get
play
the
for most.
limited ammo headband. It's great.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's good stuff. All right, we have
that game.
we have a bunch of Xbox news. Good,
Nobody
bad,
cares.
indifferent,
Fuck
but a
Xbox.
bunch of Xbox news.
Yeah.
All right.
The hockey
Did we,
of video
did we
games.
talk about the VR thing last show? Facts.
Zing.
Say that again. Say it out loud.
The fucking hockey of video games.
Hang
Xbox.
on. We're going to change the episode of the title. Of the show.
See?
The hockey of
The
video
hockey
games.
of video games.
Done.
That's a great title for this episode.
It is.
We're gonna have to change it. I can't change it midstream. We're gonna have to change it on the YouTube afterwards. All right. Last week, did we talk about the VR? I don't think we
so.
did. Okay.
No,
didn't
we
talk
talked
about
about the
the
handheld,
video.
I think.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Xbox has just announced an Xbox Meta Quest 3S, the VR headset that they've partnered with Facebook for. It's $400 as it's a 128 gigabyte model. It's in limited quantities, and once they're gone, they're gone. So they're trying to boost that for you. It comes in carbon black and velocity green with a matching controller, matching Quest controllers, an Elite strap, and 3 months of both Meta Plus and Xbox Game Pass. What?
Yeah, that is a good answer.
I'm still a piece of garbage.
Pretty
So
accurate.
my tweet react to this because it leaked ahead of time. That's why I asked. Last week it leaked. My tweet reaction to this news in general was Xbox has a VR headset that doesn't connect or work with your actual Xbox, that doesn't have like Xbox games made for it,
Yeah,
that they're selling, that is also an Xbox. Mind you, after Phil Spencer told everyone that he didn't think VR was right for Xbox. Like all of that is happening, and I don't know. I mean, I understand what this is. It's a Game Pass play. They talked about putting Game Pass on VR. Like, I get it. It's just a branding deal. But we talk about all the times about what confuses gamers and what doesn't. How is this not fit into that mold? Because this doesn't, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
I thought it was very weird because it just feels like they just spray painted Xbox on a Meta.
it's not even.
And
It's
they're
not
like,
even
"There
the
you go."
one with the really good screens, right? The 3S is like it's the Xbox Series S model. It's the cheap model. That's not the one with the.
Only
It's like
128 gigs. Like what?
You're paying
Get the fuck outta here.
$400 to play Xbox Game Pass. Seemingly, like if you're that interested in an Xbox branded version of this, you're paying $400 to play Game Pass streaming games through the VR headset with bad visuals.
yes.
Yeah. It's like when
What a great
Iceberg was making T-shirts for $100. Absolute nonsense.
I get it. Like, I understand that's not really the point here. It's just, it's a really good, like, inflection point of how weird things have gotten for Xbox this generation. Like, Phil Spencer literally told people when PlayStation was like PSVR 2, he was like, I don't think VR is right for Xbox. That's a quote. Like, you can go Google it. And if you Google Xbox VR, I'm sure one of those articles will pop up next to the Xbox VR headset you can buy. Like, that's wild, man. That's a weird thing.
Just like, how many things can we just slap our logo on and try and make up for the disaster that has become our gaming brand?
Now, all that said, my issue with the direction of the company, right? My little sandbox said, I think the headset looks hot, and if I was interested in a headset, that'd be the one I'd buy.
Well, I mean, the black and green is a great color scheme.
But
in
also, like,
general.
how they outlined it, like the actual Xbox controller, that it's exclusive to that set too. You can't buy that controller elsewhere. That controller is one of the best, like, colored versions of an Xbox controller they've released. That controller's hot. I think Xbox fans would just rather buy that controller.
There you
Would
go.
they?
I do. I
Are
think
there
they
any
would.
Xbox fans? Like,
There's
They
two.
exist.
There's two.
There's like, we got two of them, and neither
There's
one of them
two in
want
our
this.
Discord. We have two of them
They're
hanging
like-
on.
Not interested. Who is this
Yeah.
for?
I've never been
People
more
that want a
satisfied with
VR
my
headset?
decision to switch to Sony after
Do these
the
people not
360.
already have a VR headset? It's not like this is a new piece of tech.
That's true. Well, it'll play Beat Saber.
So do the other ones.
Everything plays Beat Saber.
Not for long. Like, one less Beat Saber thing over there in PlayStation Land.
It still plays Beat Saber. It's just
I
not
guess
getting
you're right.
any
It
of
plays
the new
old
Beat Saber.
Yeah, that's true.
I can see it too happening where like a grandma or like some, nice is buying something nice for their grandkid. And it's like, I know you like Xbox.
video gamer grandma test.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
always-
like,
it's always
Tale as
grandma, right?
old as time.
It's always grandma.
it just
always
goes to the store.
grandma.
It's like, I know my little darlings love Xbox. They're like, well,
Give
here's
me
a
an
VR
Xbox.
headset. Here's a VR headset. They'll
All
love
right, so
VR. It's the
if you
hottest
walk
new
into
thing.
if you walk into GameStop and you go, I want to buy an Xbox, what does the representative respond with?
Why?
That's a damn good question.
Here's
Why?
8 Xboxes you can
I was
choose.
gonna say-
What? Which Xbox
That
would
is the
you
question.
like?
That's what they're going to say. Why?
This handheld Xbox? This little box Xbox? This big box Xbox? This fucking headset
They're like,
Xbox?
you sure you don't want to switch?
This
we got a Switch over
PlayStation
here.
Xbox?
You just
want
point to
this
all
Xbox?
the signs that say this is an Xbox.
This is
Pick
an
one.
Xbox. A Steam Deck?
Yeah.
You want this LG TV that's also an Xbox?
That's a crazy. I never thought of that until now.
Right.
That is weird. Yeah, Xbox doesn't pass the grandma test.
No.
And this is
Yeah.
limited quantities. Like, why?
Because it's just a
Why?
brand. It's just a brand deal. They just spray painted something. I wonder if it'll it surely won't boot into like an Xbox Dash or anything, right? Like it's just the Quest. I think it's just the Quest.
It just has like a little Xbox logo in like the corner.
I just feel
Kinda
like
like the Ally.
Yeah. Yeah. The Ally makes more sense. But yeah, anyway, you can buy a new Xbox. There's a new Xbox out right now. Moving on, the PC app is getting some updates. So your Xbox app on PC is getting an update, and this is a big one as it features aggregated game libraries to create a single launcher for all PC storefronts. I found this news to be hilarious because when we first started hearing the winds blow of this new multi-platform thing, we had a conversation where I was like, do they just want to be Play Night? And here we are.
Play Night, GOG.
GOG.
We already have this.
This launcher is launching on the ROG Ally Xbox this holiday, this fall. But insiders can go ahead and test this now. So you can connect your Xbox app to Steam, to GOG, to Epic, and then you can just use that to launch all of your games. Now, I make a joke about it because we definitely made fun of it. That said, if they pair this, like I don't think anybody is going to adopt the Microsoft Xbox app as their PC storefront. But the whole push with the handheld, like being able to just do that through the handheld without having to configure the others, I think gives them a leg up in the handheld space. Right? Because there would be a lot more work than SteamOS where you'd have to manually add the games if they even, if they work at all. Which I guess they wouldn't on Linux. They don't even work at all, so you can't even add them separately, right? Nope. I think you can with Epic and maybe Ubisoft, but I don't think you can with the Microsoft games. I might have that wrong, but I don't think the Microsoft games work like that. But I saw a screenshot of it. It looked pretty. It didn't look awful.
Looks cool.
Yeah, it didn't look bad.
Cool, but it's just
more than Epic's done. Like they haven't touched that fucking launcher. Like that thing is the same thing.
Look, we just come here. This is where Fortnite is. We don't really care about making it look any different or any better.
Yeah, they want to do nothing with the actual.
You're going to come here to Fortnite, and we're going to give you some free games, and now you've got a library. Use our launcher.
Yeah,
but yeah, this is like we've seen this before. There's other apps that do this. But if they're trying to really, take over the PC space and make Microsoft or Xbox the place for PC gaming, then this makes sense for that push.
I would like to.
Is anybody going to use it? Who knows?
I'd like to push back on it.
I don't think this shit is good. I don't want this.
Their whole motto is we want you to play your games anywhere, not tied to a store. And I say, great. Then integrate Game Pass with Steam.
Yep.
You ain't doing that.
Why? I want to play my games anywhere, not tied to a storefront.
They still want to be Microsoft. They still want you to do the Game Pass thing.
Play anywhere on any device as long as it's Windows. Like that's really the thing.
Yes.
As long as you do it through us, we'll put us anywhere.
Right. 100%. Yeah, I honestly don't think anybody cares about this right or wrong. I think the Steam people will keep doing Steam. And whatever, I think this is for like the fans, the customers that are hoping to transition from console to PC. That's what this is for. But I don't think Steam folks are leaving for this.
No,
Any
they're not.
Differing
Look,
opinions?
Steam folks ain't going nowhere. Like
they're not leaving for anything. Yeah, Xbox can give them Game Pass. They ain't leaving.
Nope.
They'll
not
ride
even a little bit.
Yeah,
why would
Steam
they?
folks, they're ride or die without. They're not leaving.
Like for
Why
what?
would they?
Like this works. This works just fine.
Well, one of these companies make updates and stuff to like with the customer in mind. One of them does that, and the other one doesn't.
These things is not like the other.
Hellblade 2 arrives on PlayStation 5 August 12th. It will include a new 60 FPS performance mode on all platforms, as the update for the new Definitive Edition will release on Xbox and PC also. PlayStation, though, is getting a deluxe edition, which includes Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, the PS5 updated version, and a soundtrack as well. It's a free upgrade to anyone that already owns the game. PC is getting a new, very high graphics preset, if your rig can run it. And then Hellblade 2 will officially be Steam Deck verified when this update comes out. So August 12th, big Hellblade day for anybody that hasn't played it.
That's great.
Just want to say thank you Xbox Nation, for playtesting this game for the PlayStation 5 Professional. We appreciate all your efforts and us finally getting the full retail definitive edition on the PlayStation 5 Professional. Thank you for your service.
Nice.
We appreciate you.
The people are like, they said they couldn't do 60 FPS on Xbox, and they did. But I played on PC. Mine, I ran that game better than that anyway. So it's a beautiful game. I hope people give it a chance. I want more Hellblade. So
I think it'll do good.
I love it. And not only is it just beautiful graphically, and everybody knows that, I legit loved Hellblade 2. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
But for anybody that's out there that's not played either, play the first one. It is a through line. It is a continued story. But more than just that, the ending of Hellblade 2 and where her story kind of comes back together at directly references basically everything she's going through and how she's experiencing the first game. Like, it's vital to understand that. So, yeah, I loved it. Highly recommend. Bloomberg came out with a report that says Microsoft's reportedly planning another round of major job cuts across the Xbox division. It sounds like it could be an entire reorg or restructuring across the entire division. Phil Spencer talked about that. He alluded to, like, hey, with Activision coming on, we have a lot of overlap. We're going to have to, a lot of duplication. Tom Warren chimed in saying that distribution in the EU could result in operations ceasing across the region and some other regions, as he's already hearing about a lot of things that they're changing over on that side of the pond. This would be the fourth round of mass layoffs at Xbox in 18 months. January 2024, they released 1,900 people. May of 2024, they cut Tango and Arcane Austin. September this year, they cut 600, including some gaming division layoffs. And then in May, they cut 6,000 jobs, some of them in the gaming division. So it looks like another big chunk of layoffs coming from Team Green.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of
it
jobs.
is.
That's a lot of jobs. That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
So
Well, it's like record profits. Let's get rid of all these jobs.
VR headsets.
Yeah. Slap a logo on it, but we got to cut these people over here.
We'll give you a headset when y'all leave.
Right. Here's part of your severance. You get this meta.
They get like a
VR
slew
thing.
of versions of Xbox on a table. It's like everybody can take one.
Just take one on your way out.
Everything's an Xbox. There's like an Xbox.
Everything's an Xbox.
There's the VR.
Only
Then
take
there's
one.
there's a stapler. There's like an old
Xbox
printer.
stapler.
And like everything's an Xbox. You grab one.
Those old
Get an
Tiger
Xbox fridge
games.
on the way out. A fucking toaster. Grab a toaster.
The fridge. Jesus, what were we doing?
Tamagotchi Xbox.
Sure.
This shit sucks.
Everybody's Hot Shots Golf got an overview trailer. Came out yesterday in Japan. Came out today in the States. We got 25 new characters across 10 courses. We'll have our traditional challenge mode. That's like your single player, like get better mode. There's a world tour mode, a local and online multiplayer mode, not tournaments. There won't be online tournaments, but you can play with your friends. I think 4 people can join a group and play together online. There's a wacky mode. They talk about caddies and all the skill progression and buffs and stuff you can do. I'm all in on everybody's golf hot shots. Anyone else?
I'm happy that you're happy.
Thank you.
Have fun,
I will
Donnie.
take that. That's a win for me.
Yeah,
Fuck
I
hot
love.
shots.
Wow. See what kind of friends you got? You got
do.
both sides of the coin. I'm happy to see you excited to have my game. That was like, fuck that shit.
I feel bad for John. John was like, man, this looks fun. I can play with people. And I was like, so if it's not crossplay, you're going to have a problem, dude, because I don't think anybody in our PlayStation channel gives a fuck. This game's coming out. Everybody that's buying it, and there's a dozen of us,
Stingray.
we're all getting it on Switch. We're all playing on Switch.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
That might
Stingray
be-
has a Switch. He should just.
That's John, right?
I'm thinking John 32.
Oh, sorry, no.
Yeah, we got more than one John in the thing, in the Discord. Yeah.
So yes, he does. He picked up a Switch, because since
Okay.
Delvin
Then
couldn't get one, he was
Well,
like,
he said I'm playing on PS4, and I was thinking like cricket sounds. He's like, I'm playing on PlayStation 5, and I was like, are you though?
By yourself.
Yeah.
By yourself.
I'm so lonely. You know, like
Like we don't do that on PlayStation.
I imported
We
my
kinda-
copy. My copy's
some
coming from Play
players.
Asia.
Why?
And I just hope I don't, because it's the only. I was actually corrected this week, so I'll make a correction. But there is no printed copy in the States.
Yeah.
Just Japan.
I don't want
and-
that cart.
Yeah, I do want that cart. My fear is that what if it takes like 2 weeks to get here after launch? I'm going to buy the game twice.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you are. Yeah,
Like
you
I can't wait that long to play it. Like I got to play it like
You
right
could.
away.
You
No,
just-
I
you're not
couldn't.
gonna.
I could
You
not.
absolutely could. You could.
No. So I might buy, like I've already bought the Switch copy, so I might buy it on PC, start playing it there, and then wait for the Switch copy to show up. That might be the mode. It's not an expensive game. It's
Boy,
cheap.
that's
It's a budget
grade A
game.
hating to life.
What did you
Damn.
say?
Watching it be an illegal cart, your Nintendo locks your console.
That is some bad
That
juju.
would only happen to Delvin. Let's just
Yes, that is correct.
let's be honest. Donnie's is going to be fine. In fact, he might get two. They might actually.
I might open the box. There's like 2 copies.
Mhm.
That's hilarious.
We are truly like the cast of Seinfeld. Like
Yeah.
everything,
Done this bit.
everything breaks even for Dev. Donnie's always up. And I'm always down.
George.
Yeah,
You are George.
It's supposed to be the summer, George.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Lou Fast walks in like, you really got to get out there, man. It's good stuff.
That's I don't see it happening.
That's the Xbox news, and then Hot
Your
Shots.
Newman
So now we're
Stokes.
down to Dying Light Retouched is out tomorrow. I knew that was. I knew it was happening. Techland wants you to know that this is not a remaster.
Not at all.
This is not a remaster.
Did
So
he
don't-
make this game?
Don't
This is
call
a
it a
remix.
remaster because everyone's reporting it's a remaster. Techland saying don't call it a remaster. Now, Jesus. Now, having said that, let me read to you what this update to the game does.
Can't stop, won't stop.
I feel like
It
Donnie's trying to give
optimizes-
a report, and we're just like, just like the class fucking off.
It optimizes and enhances textures, lighting, shadow rendering. It improves physics and rendering elements. The level of detail has been boosted 100%. It includes a remastered soundtrack with new music added as well, but it's not a remaster.
It's the remix, baby.
It's not a remaster. I can't wait to see it, but like, this is crazy.
Take this money. Take this money.
It's a
Ain't
free.
no way you can take this.
Oh my god!
They did it remade it.
I mean, it looks good. I'm not gonna lie.
does.
I'm looking
It
at the
does.
before and after, and I'm like, whoa.
It's a free update for everyone that owns the game, which should be everyone because they've given
Literally
it to
everyone.
away. Yeah, everyone should know Dying Light. And if you've never played it, it's one of my favorite games of this past decade.
What a
So.
terrible name. Fantastic game. Terrible name.
Retouched.
Retouch. They should have that.
Since we covered so much of it last year, I thought that I would at least. There's a lot of marketing hype right now for NCAA 26, so I thought I'd give like a brief overview. They have included 15,000 new lines of commentary added on top of what they had last year. They have mascots, online dynasty crossplay. 300 real life coaches have been licensed and added to the game. They've
that's cool.
improved their coaching carousel. They've added a career trophy room. They've updated the transfer portal in the recruiting process. They've added dynamic deal breakers with NIL and promises made, and location-based recruiting alterations. Essentially, what they said is that if you take a job at like a small school, a small like state school, you're just not going to have very much success recruiting outside of your bubble. Like before they'll allow you to have success with that, you got to be at like a national program, which makes sense. Like that's kind of how it is. So that's pretty good. So yeah, NCAA 26. I read all of that like it was real fast. Dude, their Dynasty deep dive was like 25 minutes long. Like it's a lot. They've added a lot to it in a year. So it might hit. Like maybe this is a big improvement. We'll find out. Is anyone buying it?
I'm gonna try this year's on.
I can't. It's not on a platform I can play it on, so I gotta wait.
I have no desire, and everybody who I know isn't going to do any of that shit. They're just going to play it online.
Yeah.
Well, there's that part.
Netflix has tapped the brakes seemingly on their gaming endeavors as 22 games are dropping from the service July 14th. It's not just games, though. I'm going to read you some of these. Hades, Monument Valley 3, Death's Door, Braid, Carmen Sandiego, Katana Zero, Raji. These are like their best game. This is kind of the system sellers for their whole initiative.
I was going to play Monument Valley 3, damn
Grand
it.
Theft Auto.
Not anymore.
You better play it. You have until July 17th. 14th.
I'm not going to get around to it.
It's exclusive, too.
Yeah, I don't see it happening.
Engadget reports that sources tell them that mobile games will continue to be released, but it'll be at a slower pace with a focus on select games that work well, such as big IPs, kids and family games, or titles based on Netflix IP, like the game that they are still expecting to come, WWE 2K25, the Netflix edition. I don't know what that's going to be, but
that sounds horrible.
And they also have Spirit Crossing. So, yeah, it looks like Netflix is kind of pulling the reins on gaming.
I mean, we
What
could
does
have told them not to do this a long time ago, but, they wouldn't have listened to us. This
curious.
was stupid to begin with.
I'm curious what the Netflix edition of 2K25 is going to be. Like every 5 minutes, they're going to show you an ad, like something
It's
else.
the D-Life
And-
edition.
Whoa.
It's the D-Life
That's not
edition.
good.
And then every time a match is over, they're going to give you a Slim Jim commercial. And it's say, wait.
I had some optimism for this when it came out. I kind of thought it was going to be a big deal. They never seemed to really press the gas on what I would call traditional gaming or popular, like Fortnite, Batman,
I agree.
Gaming, Street Fighter gaming. Their mobile play I thought was smart because I always thought it was going to be paired along with a streaming play. And that Stadia Luna thing never happened. And I just found it interesting because you would think that they would have such a significant advantage on this market because they already have the hard part, getting someone to subscribe and open your app. They have that done. So just putting games in front of that person that's already there always sounded like a huge, an easy beacon of success. And I don't know, maybe they dabbled with this mobile thing to gauge that. But if you're not getting the big games, the big examples to bring people in, I don't think it's ever going to matter.
Yeah. And that's
I would like to see what their push through rate was. How many people actually opened the app and were playing games.
I don't know what the numbers are, but I do know that the Netflix versions of the GTA games, when they added Vice City, San Andreas, and 3, I know that those charted heavily on the iStore, on the iOS App Store, when Netflix added those. Those were the top games for, I think, it was 6 months or a year or something. But that's GTA.
Right.
Does that mean the app or is that just Grand Theft Auto? Probably just Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, and again, what does that really do for you as a brand? It's just something else that people who already subscribe to have. What's the long run play? Are you trying to get more subscription? Who's really going to subscribe to Netflix and be like, oh, I can play these games and really play them?
My vision for them when they really got started for this, I think it was a pretty easy vision to sell. Is you make a controller, you market a controller, right? You sell a controller, you offer a controller, you figure out a Bluetooth connection for other controllers, and your Stadia, your Luna, you open up your Netflix app, and it's you just have a tile. Are you a tab? Are you into gaming? You click on gaming. Here's a bunch of games you can play. You partner with Xbox. You partner with to put the games up there. I've always thought that Xbox partnering with Netflix to embed Game Pass into Netflix, that's a win-win for everyone.
Sense, but what's the ROIC on that? How much of a return are you getting on that investment?
Yeah.
What's the ROC on the fucking VR headset?
I don't disagree. I don't
a toaster,
disagree with
Dev.
you. I'm talking about for
Refrigerator.
Netflix.
I don't think they're acting like they give it. Seem like they care.
I don't mean Xbox. I mean,
I
for
don't
Netflix.
think they like money.
What's your return on that? Are you really driving additional?
Wouldn't it just
subs?
be additive?
Wouldn't you have to add wouldn't you have to increase the monthly subscription because
Correct.
I think the idea is that they
Microsoft's
their
going to want
idea.
their cut.
Their idea is they think by adding gaming to their sub that would justify that's what they're looking for. They want to raise the price,
Right.
and they're trying to figure out how can they have additive value.
Have they not realized gamers don't want to pay for shit?
They
We are the
bought
cheapest motherfuckers on the planet. Nobody wants
unless
to
you're
pay for
buying
anything.
consoles, unless you're paying $400 or $500 cost for $70 games.
Do we not complain about that left and
what they
right?
don't want to pay for is cloud. They don't value that.
Yeah.
Well, D-Life does. We keep trying to
But
tell them this is not
like
the
we
way.
have a lot of developers. I think Capcom just said that like the Resident Evil cloud stuff doesn't do well on Switch. And we saw
You hear
Stadia,
that, D-Life? Are you listening? It didn't do well.
But I thought if they had like this Stadia thing in the TV and the app, and then they also added that into their mobile space with the mobile tie-in, that's kind of like you're hitting both bases.
But then again, with that, you're capturing just D-Life. Like, when you think about it, gamers, we're not looking at Netflix as like the go-to for gaming.
Sure.
We're not like, oh, it's got a controller and let's do that. No. People who get Netflix are really getting it to watch movies.
I think if they had it and like you could play a new hot game right there, I think people would try it just by out of sheer, it's in there, like you're getting eyes on it.
Right. You get some people, but I don't think you're going to get enough overlap to make it worth the investment of having to pay for the games and bring them to the service and then R&D a controller and all of that stuff. I don't think the return on the investment needed to do that is there. That's why I'm like, I don't even know if he did this.
Would impact their could it impact their like their streaming service? Like if they
That's
just
what I
added
was
that
wondering.
much bandwidth?
Well, okay, not on the technical side. I guess my question would be, like, if you want people to watch these shows and you want to get the numbers, like if you're whatever the new hot Netflix and you want to get as many people watching the new Netflix show, and then they get distracted because there's all these games that they can play, like, or is it something where like they open up their tablet and they play the games on their tablet while watching the movie in air quotes, on their TV? It just seems kind of like a very odd pairing.
It's crazy. They bought studios. They bought Oxenfree. They started a AAA studio. They got the Halo guy. Was it Joe Staten? The Halo guy. He left Xbox to go there. And they got a bunch of people. They got Crystal people. They got PlayStation people. They got God of War people. They built a legit studio. And then
They sold them a dream.
and then
I
pulled,
thought it'd been a
pulled
lot
the whole
more
plug.
synergy with their TV shows and movies, considering they had like studios and stuff like that. Like
The fact that we haven't got a Netflix Castlevania.
Or
Of any kind.
Sure.
I
Or
also
Squid
don't think
Games.
they realize
Seems like
how
would
long
be
it takes
right.
to make video games
I was
in
gonna
this day
say,
and age.
if you have the if you have a studio that makes Oxenfree, why haven't you made a Stranger Things Oxenfree type game?
I think they did.
Like with just Stranger Things, they made a Stranger Things game, but it was not like Oxenfree. It
Yeah.
is.
Whatever the reason, I'm sure the reason is it wasn't as additive as they wanted to be.
They have Cobra
So-
Kai, and Cobra Kai game
Like,
is not
personally,
on Netflix.
I was more apt to use Netflix instead of Apple Arcade.
Makes no sense. Yeah.
Like I would rather get my
Really?
games through Netflix. Yeah. Like I saw Netflix as having like a mobile game store as a good thing, not a bad thing.
I
I
think it
hate
makes
the
more
App
sense for
Store.
mobile games, but then when you start talking about like Grand Theft Auto and Hades and stuff like
Right,
that,
but
I
it
mean,
wasn't
I feel
like
it's a little
for
different.
me. I haven't used it in a while. It's been a few months, but for me, it was never like intermingled. Like I didn't open up my Netflix page and see like, the Netflix documentary in The Office next to a video game. There's like a tab. It's like you have like, like your home screen. You're like your My List, what's new.
Sure,
It was just
sure,
a tab that said game, so it was a whole separate thing. So you didn't have to interact with it if you didn't want to. I don't think my wife knew it was ever there.
That's
My
the
wife
thing
has
too.
never seen that.
I'm thinking of like colleagues, friends. I've never heard somebody saying like, "Josh, I know you're into video games. Guess what? I've been playing on Netflix."
Because I don't, at least on that thing, I don't think they've ever. That's kind of the point I was making. They never pushed the streaming part. It was all mobile. We never got to the streaming. Like I think they have a couple games you can play like with your phone. They have like a couple like I don't know, like deduction, like simple games you can use your phone as a controller. But we never got like console games in Netflix. I always thought that was I was for sure when this started. I was like, oh, they're going to try to do the Stadia thing. And I was always excited, what could that be with someone like Netflix driving it? You know, if there's like a new big game, I don't know, pick one from this year. Like, what was a big game that just released? Claire Obscura. What if Netflix was like, Claire Obscura is like on our platform to play for your Netflix account tonight? How many people would have tried it because they already have a Netflix account? Millions. I'm sure millions would have at least tried it. That always
If
felt
it
like
was
such a
streamlined
huge
and it was
leg
easy
up.
to play, and they had a controller ready to go. Like,
Yeah, that always felt like
You'd
a
have
huge
to have all of
advantage
those
to me.
pieces, and then somebody developing the game doing that, and we see how long it takes just to develop games. I think that's
How
part
many
of the
people
problem.
see? I never thought of them doing their own stuff. I think that was too much. I always just thought of them as a third party, a storefront, like an access point. That's why I think Xbox makes a lot of. I've said this for years. Xbox should
makes
go
sense
talk to
because they
Netflix
already
and be like,
have
we want to
how
put
we
Game
stream
Pass
games.
in Netflix. Like,
So you get Clear Obscure. How do you play that game in Netflix? Which streaming service are we tapping into to make that a thing?
right.
That's
I
where,
think,
like,
I always
the
thought they were going to
investment-
make their own, and they just never did. Yeah, like we never got there. Because here's the thing. Yeah, they could have their own gaming tab. And Snurts, I know what you're saying. If they got there and they had a big game to push, they could just put that on the home screen of everyone's Netflix page for that day, like launch day. How much
Sure.
traffic would just that do?
How many
That's
people
I guess I
are
wonder-
annoyed by that?
with
And
the
just-
Oh,
diversity
for sure.
of,
But they'll be annoyed, but not annoyed to cancel. Right? They'd still see it. Like, that's still traffic. People would talk about it. You're getting people in the door. That's the biggest problem for most games.
I think it's just the wrong audience.
and also,
I
there's
just
so
think-
many variety of platforms to watch Netflix on. Are you doing it through the TV app? Are you doing it through your phone, your tablet, your computer, your console?
Imagine
And you got to find a
signing
way
into
so
Netflix
if
on
you
your
actually-
PlayStation and streaming a game through it.
That seems like it could work better, but I think of like people again, if you're just watching it through a TV app and then you're like, well, how do I play this game?
They
Do I
would
use
need
my
the
TV
controller.
remote?
That's where
You know, and-
they needed a controller.
Yeah.
But
And
we
how
just
many
never got
people
there.
Are gonna boot up their PlayStation and watch Netflix and then play a game when they could
They
just
did this-
play a real game.
They did this
Right.
mobile push. They do have, if you guys have never seen it, they have a handful of like games you can play through Netflix, like on the TV. You can play with like an Apple
I've seen
remote.
it plenty of
Yeah.
Or,
times.
like there are a
Mm-hmm.
few games that they've done. I always thought they were gonna go like Luna to that next step, and that never happened. And now they're cutting and closing and pulling back. So it seems like whatever this little test was didn't go very well.
So I got a random idea that's kind of related to this. What if they found a way to incorporate a game with one of their shows that are coming out, and you can actually interact with the game while watching the
course.
show at the same time?
Like Scott Pilgrim.
What was
The
that?
show
was
that
one
came
of-
out 2 years ago, the game that's following that up, that's coming out next year.
Well, but I'm thinking like you're watching Squid Games or something like that, and then you can access your phone at a certain point while watching it, do something with a little mini game that actually
Yeah,
dictates where the story is going in the show
I
that you're
think
watching.
they have a game like that. They do have one of those like FMV make the decision until dawn type things.
Yeah,
They
I
have
guess
one of
that's
those.
what I'm thinking about. Choose your own adventure,
have
but
one of
like
those.
The New Day
more
game.
but more technical. So
There's a couple of them I think that they have like that.
yeah,
That's
because I
kind of-
haven't had Netflix in years, so like I'm
and to be
very-
clear, they're not closing
An
all their
experience with this.
gaming endeavors, as Engadget says. And I think that's their thought too. Is I think they want games you can play like on a touchscreen on your phone.
yeah, that makes more sense than a controller
Yeah.
with AAA games.
So I think
or, you
maybe
know.
I think they're going to keep the gaming thing, but I think they're going to go into like a we need games made for Netflix path.
like Balaltro would be great, right? You can play
Yeah.
that card game, you know.
Yeah. But there was a time, maybe it was a short time, but there was a time where Netflix was kicking our Apple Arcade's ass. Like they showed up and was like, "Nah, this is how this should be done." And I was like, "Man, Apple, you got to get it together." But those days appear to be over.
I did get a 3-month pass of Apple Arcade when I got my new iPad, and I was not impressed. I mean, it was fun to play the Oregon Trail game a bit, and I got hooked on Balatro, but that was about it. I didn't.
I'm impressed with they have good games. There are definitely good Apple Arcade games there. I would prefer to buy them on other platforms, but like Ocean Horner was there for a while. Retro Bowl is there. The NFL licensed version of Retro Bowl is there. They have Balatro. They had a lot of these Vampire Survivors, Hades, all that stuff. Like they have good games, but I wouldn't pay for it. Personally, I don't think the server. They don't have enough.
That's what I'm getting at. I wouldn't pay for that either.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Okay. Switch 2 sets all-time launch record for hardware sales in the U.S. and for the week, and 1 million sold in Japan. I think in 3 days. That's a crazy number. 1 million units in Japan in 3 days is nuts. That's wild.
That's a lot.
Yeah, we're talking. They still report numbers in like the 20,000s for a week. You know, it's like 1 million in Japan. That's a huge number. So yeah, Nintendo is doing great over there. Mind's Eye has started the process, the layoffs in the UK. To do this, they have a whole legal process. They have to let people know and everything. So we know that this is happening. Reports are that they look to lay over 100 people, which would be roughly 20 to 25% of this whole studio.
What? That's my sarcastic response to that.
Yeah. I could have told you this was going to happen when the CFO and the CEO and everybody was gotten paid a couple weeks ago.
Right. And then the whole, just the disastrous campaign. I always thought it was funny. Guys like, no, there's paid people who are shitting on my game. I'm like, no, bro. I'm sorry.
That was a wild.
What the hell?
Mind's Eye was a whole moment. Just tracking that game to release was like this. It was at times. It's like this isn't real. Like it almost felt like a fake game. What was that fake Kojima game that got everybody talking? Abandoned. It kind of felt like that. I was like, it's just a scam, though, right? Like we all see that, right?
Well, and I've enjoyed our chats on the Discord about this kind of stuff, and like I'm glad that people have played it as well because they get to provide their input. And I mean, to me, the nail in the coffin was just the bland gameplay demo that they provided. That was like 20 or something minutes, and it was the most monotone voice. Like we have cars, we have guns, we have drones, we have who the fuck cares?
It was like a vertical slice that you would pitch to make this game. It was like, hey, this is kind of what we're tinkering with. We think this could be a game one day. If you give us some money, we'll build this out. But they were like, no, that's just the game.
Yeah.
Like it definitely looked like a vertical. They're like, we got driving working. It's like, okay.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. We got like a futuristic Las Vegas. Isn't that cool? I'm like, yeah, I mean, we've seen that before.
Delvin, you loving it?
Have you played any more of it, Delvin?
Game of the
year.
Did you is it fixed post patch?
I have not played that game since
you played it?
Yes.
Why did you do this?
Because it's funny.
Look what you've done.
We need people like him. This is why we have a Delvin for shit like this.
But we didn't even get a Mind's Eye segment. He was on here for weeks. He didn't talk about it. It's all this little passing. We have to ask
him. He talked about it.
We talked about it. We just didn't care.
Yeah,
it wasn't anything to talk about really. It's like,
he didn't get any of the fun glitches that the PC did, so he's just like,
everybody got all the glitches.
Game.
I didn't get none of the glitches. I didn't get none of the Mind's
Eye glitches. It's just boring. It's just
boring.
bad.
Yeah, just like
I did laugh when I saw someone was trying to do a quest and they pulled over to the side and they were going to pick up like a character, right? And then some other vehicle busted into them, ran over the character they were supposed to pick up, and then they just did the stretchy, crazy physics, like spinning in a circle, elongated stretch textures, and it was like, well, that was fun.
Wait a minute, what did we had folks tell us that like the game looked good. I don't know if it was Ray or somebody else, and there was like Digital Foundry. What was that, Dev? Remember, I was like Ray telling people this looks great. It was like 700p or something. I was like, this is nasty work, man.
There was some really nasty spots, but then there was also some places where it looked good. It's just a hodgepodge of.
I didn't watch it. I remember the reporting.
Some of the cutscenes look good. Then some of the gameplay looks.
Dude, they reported some really low. Oh, it was 900.
Travesty.
Because I kept saying it reminded me of
Xbox.
Matrix. Yeah.
He
was like, back then, people were losing their minds. Game would be 900p. And here's Mind's Eye running at 900p on consoles.
Well, the other thing that made me laugh as a devil is like it's like the most random times where the frame rate drops. Like you could, you're doing all this combat, everything's fine, but then you do something weird like open
turn around and it's like
3 frames per second.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, and that's not like Max Payne slow time, it's a bullet time.
Every platform should have refund policies. This is wild. Like this shouldn't be allowed.
Every platform should have a Mind's Eye.
And I have a feeling they were trying to like hype
charge
everybody
people
up, get them the
$70 for this.
They like, oh, stick in there like a Cyberpunk or a No Man's Sky, and then don't worry, in a year this will be a good game. And I don't think people were like,
I don't think they even
buying
believe
it.
that.
I mean,
I
that's
don't
what
think they're going
that's
to be there. Like,
well, content creator stuff that they had in the game made me think that they were going to try to like rely on the community or whatever to make the game more fun, in addition to doing patches to the quality of life with frame rates and graphics.
They also said they had like a 10-year plan for additional content for the game.
the whole thing
That
was
10-year
supposed to
plan
be
is done. They
this
put
whole
that in
thing
the
was
trash.
supposed to be like a AAA game version of Roblox. That's what this all was supposed to be. And Mind's Eye was a game made with those tools to sell that toolkit.
Yep.
And then just became the product.
Year 1, game flops. Year 2, everyone's fired.
I want the Jason Schreier
Three.
story because
We
to
complain
me
about this game for the next 8 years.
to me this thing screams that Leslie Benzies and his group or friends or whatever sold somebody a dream for venture capital, pocketed a lot of that money, made this, and will leave. Is that cynical of me? I've been saying that like that's how this looks to me.
Makes sense
You know,
to me.
it's like they just grab a bunch
You see how
of kids
this
out
looks.
of school and they're like, "We're gonna make a game." Meanwhile, dudes over there just Scarfacing up. You know, he's fucking hit the song, push it to the limit. You know, like that's I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. I definitely don't know. Have any insight.
Maybe
but, like,
that's
I want to know what happened because they invested. There's millions of dollars. Like there's a lot of money invested into this. Like
So
gotta
how
tell
long
you.
before this becomes
the
a free
outpitch
game?
should have been better. So
How long before this is the free game of the month on like PSN? 3 months? 6?
90 days.
Good question.
Yeah, 90 days.
Like a WWE contract.
We could
future endeavors.
Yeah, your future endeavors contract. Got 90 days and you're a free agent, Mind's Eye.
Capcom says Resident Evil 9 has been wishlisted by more than 1 million people.
adorbs.
So that's very, very positive. Dev Rematch, the game you told me about last week. 1 million copies sold 1 week.
Oh,
For them.
That's
Good
really
for them.
that's strong sales.
Yeah. Didn't you have good last time I checked the review scores?
Was
It's all
it
over
hot?
the place.
I've seen people
Place.
really liking it.
Yeah,
I saw
I knew people were gonna like it.
I saw
Like,
somebody say
Oh, this
like,
game. Yeah.
give them like the FIFA license. Somebody was like, let's just do this.
oh,
This caught my eye when I saw it on like an ad on YouTube or something like that. And
Who
I was
makes
like,
it
wait,
again?
what's this? This is pretty cool.
Who's the dev?
Hold on.
I don't even know.
Oh, you said it last week.
I did.
Klepper
Oh,
Interactive.
it's the team who made Sifu.
Yeah,
Slow clap?
Sifu. It's
Yes.
the Sifu Studio.
Slow
Oh,
clap.
that's a good.
Yes.
Slow
That's a
clap,
good.
right?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, right now on Metacritic it's a 76 based on 23 reviews.
Oh wow, I thought it'd been higher.
Yeah.
Because I saw somebody that loved it, like on Blue Sky, one of the gaming.
Yeah,
people, loved it.
I think a lot of
looks
the
like,
people who like this type of game like this type of game.
Nice.
It looks really cool, to be honest. It reminds me of like anime, like soccer, or like God, what's that very popular car soccer game as well? And my mind's
Rocket
going
League.
blank.
Rocket League.
Rocket League.
Yeah, something like that.
We need more sports games. Just wish it wasn't soccer.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Soccer is the
season-
only sports game I play. It's so weird.
Call of Duty Season 4 Reloaded will have new operator skins for Beavis and Butthead, as well as Coach Buzzcut and Todd.
Who the fuck is Todd?
The big guy,
bully.
who's, the
Yeah.
bully, the guy who's in the movie is the one that's like telling him to go to Vegas or whatever. The one who's like, he's like,
Shut
he's
up,
cool.
Todd.
He just beat the shit out of us, you know. And it's like that guy. Yeah, Todd. Yeah. I also
I love
Beavis
Rebecca
and
says,
Butthead.
I also love Beavis and Butthead. My wife
Yeah.
hates it.
I'm
Hates it.
surprised
great.
because usually, Rebecca, I think you're like a a rare.
Watch
like,
yourself.
I talked to a lot of
Snurts.
women.
Snurts.
I don't like Beavis and Butthead
Tread.
type of thing.
Careful.
That's all.
Don't. Why are people so scared of Rebecca?
It's easy to say when she loves you,
Yes.
Dev. It's easy to say when she loves you. Oh, Dev. Oh, you got gray hair. Hi, Dev.
Yeah.
You know, you haven't been on the other side like that.
Yeah, when she hates you like Yarden and all these other fuckers she hates like Riley, then you understand.
There's a dark
Riley
side.
stinks.
There's a
That's what
dark
she said.
side.
I
All
like
I was
the
saying
dark
is
side.
I haven't heard
talk
too
that
many
shit.
ladies praising Beavis and Butthead, and I think that's cool.
Yes.
My wife hates it. She loathes it. When I watch it, because when it kind of came back, I started watching. I watched the new episodes.
Oh, I
My wife
love
was
the new
like,
one.
she's
I
like,
forgot it came back.
Do you think this is funny? And I was like, this is the funniest shit I've ever seen. She's like, why? I'm like,
It's
I don't
just
know.
so stupid.
It's so
The
dumb.
new movie was good.
Yeah.
The new series is good. I love it when they play old Beavis and Butthead and they're in their like 30s or 40s.
I honestly,
and
at this point,
beat losers.
I'll take the music videos again. I'd rather watch music videos through
would-
Beavis and Butthead lens than anything else.
And if I'm
Good
not
point.
mistaken, Mike Judge, like, who would love to do that, but the licensing is such a nightmare.
Just make it a
That
YouTube or a
just-
Twitch stream, and we'll
It
just all.
can't happen because he would have to pay every single music
crazy.
video creator their fee to be
But
able to show their content.
I think if he started like a YouTube channel and had like a live feed, I think music folks would eventually they'd probably get enough support where they'd be wanting to get included.
Well, that's why in the new ones they actually do the same thing they did with the music videos, but it's YouTube or TikToks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like, they showed like a mom and a daughter checking
It's
the
like funny
email to see if they
videos,
got into
yeah.
college, and then like
It's
they
just that it hit
started
the
like
same with the music.
freaking out, and
Music
he's like, "This
comedy,
might suck."
music comedy. It was a great, it was a great
was.
flow. It doesn't hit the same.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I love that when they did the the kids who wore the backwards clothing. He's like, how do they take a dump?
Talking about crisscross.
Crisscross. Yeah. Crisscross
the
will make you
kids who wore
jump.
the backwards clothing.
My brain is
Yeah.
just fried.
Clearly.
I had the crisscross album. I thought it was cool.
Who are those felons wearing the backwards clothes?
Yeah.
Those youth.
That was the opener too. It's like, I don't understand it, Susan. These kids wear their backwards, clothing, and they do the rap music.
I remember that.
Assassin's Creed Shadows was patched today. They've added new quest lines, some new characters, and nightmare difficulty.
Ooh.
Cool.
One
That was
day I hope to play that game. I do not know how to say this. Adi Shankar,
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Adi Shankar. Yeah, that's correct.
the mind behind the Castlevania and Devil May Cry TV series, has confirmed that he's purchased the TV and movie rights to Duke Nukem.
Ooh.
That should be good.
That should, I'm all
Are we
down
gonna
for
get
that.
like a Castlevania art style Duke Nukem? Is that what I'm seeing here? Like,
I don't
it's
want it
time
to
to
be that
kick
art
that
style,
chew
but
bubble gum.
I'm down for an animated
let it go.
Duke show. I'll watch that for
that
sure.
could be fun. What if
That
it goes
could be
like for
fun.
the old heavy metal type of art style?
Yeah, I want it to be kind of crunchy. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like a
Castlevania
Judge
looks too
Dredd
good for
comic.
Duke Nukem. I don't want it to be that nice.
Okay, a little rough around the edges.
Can you get a Ray with making Duke Nukem?
Yeah, why not? Make it for adults.
Yeah, that's what I would want it to be.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
Go
I
super
would
crass
too,
with it.
but
Because now, like,
can
the
you get
handcuffs
away
are
with
off. Now, well, if you're doing it on Netflix, the handcuffs are off.
Yeah, because
You go as far as you want to go.
Pretty big with the adult themes. I haven't seen the Devil May Cry series, but
Devil May Cry
Castlevania
is
is
really good.
for upper
I
teens
love the
and adults.
Castlevania. I forgot the Devil May Cry thing was out. I need to go put that on my wish list and watch that one day.
Did he say it was going to be on Netflix, or he just purchased the rights?
He just purchased.
the
I just assume that he's going to work with Netflix. But
Probably.
you're right. It's not a correct assumption, but that is my assumption. Until we know, I just assumed it'll be a Netflix show.
They're going to do
I
a
feel like-
claymation Duke Nukem on MTV.
Yarden says
I
the
feel
best
like all
$4
Duke
he's ever
Nukem
spent.
things is
What
going
did
to
that
be in
mean, Yarden?
development hell for 20 years.
This is why nobody likes you,
right?
Yarden.
Yes. What the fuck does that mean? This is exactly why nobody likes you, Yarden.
I love
This is
it.
why Rebecca doesn't like you.
Right. I love the Duke. Arc
Well,
System Works is hosting a showcase on Friday. Are you gonna get more?
I think they're going to
Tokal,
reveal another character
Marveler? Yeah.
for the
I would
token. I
assume
think
so.
they're going to release like maybe 2. I don't
That
think it's going to be a
game-
lot.
That game looks so good.
I'm so excited. Arc System
Like-
is my favorite. Like,
That is
Yeah.
the exclusive. Like that's the traffic. That's the pusher right there. That's gonna move people. That's a system seller. People are sign up for that bad boy.
also, I really enjoyed that Mighty Keith video that you shared on the Discord.
Yeah, that
when-
was good too.
That was great. It's like, hey, Capcom, how you doing? What are you doing here? You know, Mine was like, "What up, bitches?" Oh,
I don't even like. I don't even like games like that, and I'm not even into the superhero stuff like you guys are. But like even I was like, but this is excellent though.
I was so excited.
Like they
about
are
the
nailing it.
announcement that I started playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 again, just because like
I bet.
needed it.
Yeah, I
some
played
kind of-
Capcom Marvel
I needed
Collection
to kind
too.
of get it out of like my system.
just
a little
wanted
bit
the
because I was
itch.
so hyped. I was so fucking
It looks
hyped.
so good. Like Jack, I'm probably gonna have to buy a PlayStation, dude. I think he's gonna want to play.
It's on PC.
Is it?
It's on PC.
Is it on
It'll be-
PC?
It's on
Okay.
PC.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, he's gonna want to play that like immediately.
Yeah.
And if his friends get PlayStations, I might have to get a PlayStation.
It's crossplay. It'll be
I hope
crossplay.
so. Okay, well then we're good then. Never mind. I don't have to. But
Yeah, I'm doing everything
Yeah.
I can to keep you off the PlayStation. You don't need to be
that
there. It's okay.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I got you. We've
Well,
been
we
down
might
this
have
road
some-
too many
listen,
times.
We might have a problem then later here in a
Ah,
moment.
shit.
And then
see the-
NetEase.
Question. You see the question, the thing that Rebecca requests we put on screen? Don't put that on screen. Put the thing above it on screen and just leave that there. She's talking to you, Yarden. Just stop.
Mods, take her down. we don't have mods. I wish. We do. They just don't do anything. I think we
They don't do a
greenlighted a
goddamn
bunch, and
thing.
they just not. They don't have never done
They don't,
anything.
they don't
They
show
don't
up for work.
I think
Oh, no,
Rebecca's
I'm
the
on
mod.
there for YouTube because when I watch the show and when I'm not on it, I always see the little like blue whatever wrench, and I'm like, "What do you want me to do with this? I'm cooking dinner." Like,
Now Rebecca's turned to Vader. No.
I put this one in here for Dev and Delvin. NetEase has announced a new AAA third-person single-player action game,
They're fucking with us.
Blood Message.
Goddamn
I'm gonna
right.
read
That's
this
a
to
good
you.
name.
Set in the late Tang Dynasty in 848 AD, players take the role of a nameless messenger who embarks on a perilous eastward journey to deliver a message that holds the fate of his homeland.
His name is Blood. He's
Uh,
Yeah, I saw this like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's UE5. It's coming to PC and consoles. No release date's been announced, but I did post the trailer.
2028.
It looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks great, like for that sort of.
Yeah. Saw it,
Yeah.
I think 2 weeks ago I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm gonna forget about it until there's a release date. And cool. I have Ghost of Yotai coming out. I don't need to worry about
Ghost
this
of
game until
Yoshima.
later.
I like Yoshima.
Ghost of Yoshi. Listen,
Ghost of
I got
Yoshi.
my Ghost of Yoshi game. I don't need
good to
none of
go.
this.
Yep.
I done told you, Loch Ness.
I love it because I could just imagine the actual same setting as Ghost of Yote, but instead it's just Yoshi. and
I
he's,
now
like,
want
trying
Nintendo
he's
to
like,
make a Ghost of Yoshi game
They should.
where he has like a little
little
sword.
samurai sword and a little hat. Little hat.
Ghost
And then
of
he
Yoshi.
uses his tongue as like
That'd
a
be
disarm
hilarious.
attack or something like that.
That'd be the funniest troll. That'd be great.
Ghost of Yoshi, baby.
Ghost of
Oh,
Yoshi.
Do it, Nintendo.
We should have like a Nintendo Land, like a mini game or a Mario Party, a little mini game, Ghost of Yoshi, where you're just like a top-down ninja and attack everybody. It'd be amazing.
Somebody make it in Mario Maker.
Very good. All right, so we got rumors. We talked about it for a few weeks. There are rumors out there about some Red Dead Redemption stuff happening because the voice of John Marston was like, there's some stuff happening. I think you're going to get excited. Well, that went around, made headlines, got back to him. It appears that he was trying to tease that apparently there's this cast reunion happening for Red Dead Redemption in Florida. And he got everybody worked up. And he admits that his statements were misleading.
Yes.
But he also said it's just like what D Brand is doing with their new kill switch. Like they apologize, but then also don't take the blame in the same thing. He also said, "But I do not release information for Rockstar." We're like, well, no shit. That's why everybody's exciting. We thought you inadvertently dropped some news.
Yeah, but it's funny because they're like, we got some things happening with the crew here.
Yeah.
We're going to lunch,
Crazy. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson is
Why
in
use
talks to
Why you do
star as Balrog in the upcoming Street Fighter movie.
Goddamn right.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I respect it.
I don't know if this Street Fighter movie is going to be any good.
No, it's not. It's gonna be
It's not.
trash.
But I wonder if it is going to be like golden trash.
50 Cent is playing in the movie. How much more information you know this movie's gonna suck? Fucking 50 Cent. Have you ever watched Power?
What was that? What was that?
Want them to
man,
ham it up, like ham the shit, like just be corny as all hell. Have fun with
He's
it.
not gonna have a problem with that.
Don't take it too seriously, but take it seriously enough to like.
He can take
not-
it seriously. It's gonna sound like he's hamming it up.
What was that Avenger movie with like
That's good.
the shark in it that came out a few years ago? Was that like pretty
Avengers
bad?
movie with the shark.
Like the superhero movie.
You're
Like
talking
the
about
team superhero movie.
You're
the
talking about
shark guy?
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is this gonna be
Shark
that?
Guy, yeah. Was Sylvester Stallone playing the shark?
Is this going to be that?
Yes.
I don't know if it'll be that good.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Probably not.
Wait a minute.
We'll
Do
see.
you think that was better than Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
The second
well,
the
Suicide
movie?
Squad movie.
Yes.
The second
The more-
Suicide Squad
new
movie.
Mortal
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kombat or-
Was the first one? I don't know. I doubt
No, the
This is
second,
the
one
second
is one with shark.
I thought one of them.
Yes.
Yeah, that one was
Bombed.
good. The second one was pretty good.
Second
one
one's
of
good.
them bombed. What about the
First one
first one?
bombed.
The first one bombed.
So
The
I'm
first one
thinking
bombed.
about the first one then. I'm thinking about the one that bombed.
The first one bombed. The second one's really
The
good.
second one was good, and led to Homelander, which
Yeah.
not
Peacemaker.
Homelander,
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is
John
also
Cena,
good.
Idris
And
Elba.
Idris Elba, like having the competition to kill people on the camp,
Yeah.
and then they realized that it's their allies, not the enemies.
Yeah.
So good.
I loved it. Great movie.
It's good.
Yeah, I mean, I love how many people they just offed. Like it was amazing.
Yeah, I was talking about the one that bombed. Is Street Fighter
That's the
gonna be
Will Smith
worse?
one.
Is Street Fighter gonna be worse than that?
Probably not.
Probably on par.
On the same level.
That is some low expectations.
Yes, very much so.
I mean, it's Street Fighter. You got.
I'm gonna watch
50
the
Cent
original.
playing Balrog.
I mean, we have
original's
Reacher,
amazing.
Alan Richin on there, right? I don't know, man. It could be good. We'll
I
see.
don't think it's gonna be good.
But I also like
have-
the Sean Claude
Serge
Van
is
Damme.
carrying that
one.
torch.
I don't think it's going to be good cinema. I think I'm going to like it because I like bad movies.
See, like I
that
legit
are
like the
entertaining.
Mortal Kombat movie that apparently everyone hates. I thought it was great.
I liked it too.
I was like,
the newer
that's
one.
as
I did
good
too.
as a Mortal Kombat movie gets.
I was
good.
not a fan of it.
I like it.
Okay.
Doesn't
I
the
thought it was
internet like?
fun.
Isn't that one like kind of widely hated? That's my
It's
impression.
mixed.
from
I don't think
talking
they
to
hate
you.
it. It's kind of it's mixed.
I don't think it's hate. Yeah,
'Cause
it's,
I thought it was
definitely
great.
mixed.
I was like, man, this is really good.
Then when they create a character, the main character, like, oh,
Yeah,
hey.
you got real mad at the creative character, but the rest of it was good.
They're
Like
they're like we're gonna.
Sub Zero,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Scorpion,
Come on.
Jet, like that was
Yeah,
good. But the
it was good.
creative character
Fight
part
scene?
was stupid.
Yeah, they're
In
like, hey,
Japan, when
who
like
is this
Scorpion was getting murdered by Sub Zero's clan.
that was awesome.
that was
I
cool.
liked
great.
it. Yeah,
And they're
I
like,
just
hey,
I thought it was all
instead
good.
of giving you the characters you want to follow, here's this fucking guy, Johnny
Then you-
Johnny White guy that you will follow through the story. Like, who the fuck is this guy?
And then you have that other guy. He's like,
fucking
"Looks
Johnny White guy."
Like,
What are you talking about?
Johnny
I guess what? From now on, from this moment, every creative character that I ever make will be exclusively be named Johnny White Guy.
Johnny White guy.
Johnny White guy.
Johnny White Guy.
It's like, I'm here to save Mortal Kombat. Don't get the fuck off my screen and bring back Scorpion. The fuck wrong with
Also,
you?
his superpowers is like, I'm gonna form my own armor and
What
use
this is?
batons.
What this, like, you see this guy? You don't get this guy. I hope they immediately kill him as soon as the second movie starts.
Oh, what if they need to sacrifice him to bring Scorpion back full time?
They need to do something.
Yeah.
They need to sacrifice him and bring in fucking Johnny Cage like they should have did in the first goddamn place.
Yeah, they have Johnny
Right,
Cage in
right.
there.
Yeah.
You know, for the second one.
It's-
Lastly, and I just pulled this from our very own Discord because I've not seen it. Little Big Planet Remastered, supposedly coming to PlayStation 5.
Let's go, baby.
Let me go back to
Link,
Sack
link
boys
by
back.
IMDb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
IMDb.
The leader in
IMDb
leaking
listing
news.
says Little Big Planet Remastered is coming to PS5. Quote, they have a tagline. Rediscover Sackboy like never before with stunning reimagined graphics,
Rediscover
content, and
Sack.
more. Rebuilt for PlayStation 5.
Sack is back, baby.
Yeah, I may have to get a PlayStation.
Yeah, Sackboy, baby.
They're gonna put it on PC though, right? They put
Probably.
the other Sackboy game on PC.
Yeah,
Like that's not
probably.
one of those brands that can't jump, right? Like that's gonna
No,
jump.
Sackboy can jump. Yeah,
All right, then I'll wait.
Sackboy can jiggle, jump, move, jiggle.
They should put it on Switch though.
That'd be a good idea. Put Sack on Switch.
They put a Lego Horizon on Switch. They got Hot Shots on Switch. Why not Sackboy? Sackboy
put
would
your-
sell on Switch.
Sackboy would be a great fit.
It would
for the Switch.
outsell the PlayStation company. We all agree with it, right?
Yeah,
Actually,
If they
it would
just
probably
put
sell so
Sackboy on
much.
Switch, it would outsell it.
yeah. Just put Sack on Switch.
It would sell so much that they could actually make more Sackboy games.
Yes. They could make another exclusive based on how well it would sell. I'd be so down for Sackboy on Switch. That'd be great.
Call Mr. Nintendo.
So
So we
this
want
is
Sack.
one that I really hope. That this rumor comes true.
This feels like somebody got access to some back end shit and update through something on IMDb like you would do Wikipedia.
Pretty much.
This
Thanks,
looks
Steph.
fake as shit.
Thanks for ruining my fun.
Oh, I if you notice my comment, I ruined it for everybody. This no, stop it. IMDb.
We found in the source code
Go.
Sackboy, and that means they're doing this. Yeah.
Y'all, everybody just going for the Nintendo's office with big signs say we want Sack. They'll get it. They understand.
Sakurai, yeah, we want Sakurai.
Yeah, just we want Sack. They'll figure it out. They're smart people over there.
Will they?
Probably not.
Who's even gonna make this?
I mean, it was good that since they
That's a good
delisted
question.
with 3, it'd be nice to bring that
Who
back.
is making
I don't
this?
know who's making it. It's not Sumo, right? They're on
Again,
Also,
it's on IMDb. It doesn't have anything attached to it as far as a developer. It's
That's
there's
because it
nothing else
leaked, Dev.
anywhere.
It's not out yet.
did it.
Yes.
It's just
Now they need to remaster Infamous.
It
and
doesn't
we're in
exist.
business.
Yeah, they remaster Infamous. I'm all in.
I would love that because then I can play it. And
That's the
experience
true
it.
thing. I'd buy a system. I'd begrudgingly buy one. I couldn't let that happen.
I miss that era of bald-headed white guys in video games.
Johnny
Those
White
were-
Boy.
That's Johnny
those-
White guy.
yeah,
That's
me, Johnny White
for
Boy.
sure.
yeah. That was my era. Every one of those games, like, yeah, this shit fire though.
Man, I love Little Big Planet. Little Big Planet karting would in a heartbeat.
Ooh, that's good. I like that one.
Well, if they bring Sackboy to the Switch, then you can get Sackboy as a playable character on Mario Kart or something, right?
That would be put him in Smash.
Put Sack and Smash.
Sack for Smash.
I like it. That works.
Smash and Sacks.
Yeah, Smash and Sacks, baby. Let's go.
Smash and Sash by Yellow Balls.
A PSVG podcast. Smash and Sacks.
Jesus Christ.
Gonna need a host for that. Need a co-host.
Well, Sean's got spread and sheets. We'll have Smash and Sacks.
I like it.
Got to keep up with the Joneses, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
That's it. That's the end of the news and rumors.
Cool. No Rude Day segment. He said he's tired as fuck, so we can all fuck off. There'll be no Rude Day segment this week. We'll
You
check back
lazy
in next week.
Fuck. Get the fucking work, Root Days.
I mean, if
I
Dev,
don't pay you.
if Dev can phone in his answers, and Rude is a competitor, I expect the Rude to phone in his
Yes.
segment.
Because I won't be here next week. Best believe I'm phoning in my
This
answers.
is the ritual must continue. Speaking of next week, we have a holiday next week, right?
Yes.
We
4th of
do.
July
Fourth is a Wednesday.
No, it's
Is
not
it?
the 4th.
No,
is
it's
Friday.
no,
Friday.
Oh, I'm the wrong
No,
one.
no, it's-
Okay.
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
I'll-
We're good.
I'll be on a jet plane going to Baltimore, so I will not be on the show.
Yes.
So
I'm actually going up to Victoria Island next week for a family vacation. It's going to be fun.
Victoria Island. That sounds like a place for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. No,
Are you
but it's
going
from
for the
Canada.
tournament?
You went to.
Yeah. Kumite.
Pretty much. Going for the Kumite?
Kumite.
I'm going for the Kumite. You guys will never see me again because this doughy white boy is going to get fucked up in the Kumite.
Pretty much. Tong Po don't play that shit.
Yeah, no.
All right, so start with the questions. Starting us off with Chaffee. He'd like to know: have you heard anything on the next Far Cry?
Absolutely not.
Chaffee, if
Nothing.
you don't fucking Google shit like that, don't you come back
What?
here?
I'm sorry, I
with
was
no
reading. Somebody
dumbass
messaged me.
questions
What was the
like
question?
Next Far
that.
Cry.
Have you heard
Anything?
anything on the next Far Cry?
Not recently, not in maybe 3 or 4 months, but we have. So we know that here's the latest on Far Cry as I understand it. For the last couple years, Ubisoft has 2 Far Cry projects in the works. One of them is a multiplayer extraction game.
Correct.
And then the other one is the single player Far Cry game. The single player Far Cry game in playtesting came under some scrutiny when we found out about it, because apparently it has like some 24 like timeline, like you have to save your family. There's like a countdown timer. We don't know what the extent of that is. I don't know if it's actually running or if it's like scripted to run like in certain periods, but apparently it's time based. And like the endings will change based on how many people you save or don't save. So we know that those things are in the works. The last that we kind of heard about this was during Ubisoft's earnings calls recently, I think last month or maybe the month before. They announced that they have internally delayed several unannounced projects, which everyone expects them to be talking about both these Far Cry games.
Yes.
So they're probably further away than we thought, and I think we were thinking maybe one of them in 2026. So I'm thinking
Correct.
maybe 2027 or later for either one.
Well, they also just had that deal where they sold off Far Cry and 2 of their other most popular franchises, like not the whole thing, but a percentage to another company, right?
Well, yeah, they had they've spun off like a whole separate. It's not really they've bought Control, but they've moved brands over. They have a new spin-off venture, a joint venture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're kind of pumping the brakes, waiting for that to kind of.
Could be. I'm
Gets
sure that's not
settled,
helping
I
the
mean.
matters because they
Right.
are kind of reorganizing everything. They're moving all the profitable things to one place and leaving all the ones not, so they can spin off a new stock and try to raise more money. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know when we're going to hear about Far Cry next. I would love for them to port some Far Cries to Switch too. That'd be great. But I don't.
Chaffee, the
think that's
answer is
happening.
no, goddammit. And don't you ever ask no shit like this again. You Google that.
It's a lot. Honestly, it's a lot
Y'all
more
be
than
having to
one.
listen to financials and nonsense. I don't want to hear none of that.
That's a lot more than one simple Google. I don't think you're gonna find like one answer like that anywhere. It's like it's all bits and pieces over like 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. Google it.
You wouldn't find the answer.
There is no answer. That's
You're
just
like, I don't give a shit. Just
I don't. There's no answer there. Google that, goddammit.
Got it.
Robbie wants to know, does Kevin Durant retire a Rocket?
Kevin Durant is a rocket. That was
I'm
a
gonna
real
say-
shitty trade for the Suns, dude. That was a terrible trade.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no too.
He's going to retire a free agent. He's going out like Carmelo.
That might be true.
That might actually.
But will the Rockets be the last team he plays for in the NBA? I don't think so.
He'll get some other journeyman contract
I
somewhere.
think he'll play.
I don't think he's gonna re-sign there. I think he'll become a free agent, go somewhere else.
Yep.
I'm gonna say maybe the Thunder.
That'd be interesting if he went home.
Just went
Why?
home for that last
don't-
year.
We don't want you here.
He doesn't strike me as the sentimental type. Like I don't think he cares like that.
think
He's
He's
not
a
like
little
LeBron. Like he doesn't
I
see
don't
like
think
that
he
as
cares.
a wrong
The
that he needs to right
Thunder
or
might.
something.
The Thunder.
They don't.
might,
No,
that
no.
might be-
They don't have
Thunder
the money.
don't
He'd have
care.
to take
They
a
don't
minimum
need
to
him.
go there.
I
Well,
think it
they
might
don't.
be
They couldn't afford him.
Couldn't afford him. Don't need him. Ain't thought about you. All right.
I do
Deuces.
wonder like what he.
By
would
that time,
do.
I think
Like,
he's gonna be washed.
if he was a free agent, I would love to know like where do you want to go, Katie? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to play? He's the most unhappy basketball player I've ever seen. He doesn't like anywhere. Like I don't know what he would want to do. Where does he go? I don't know.
He just
Maybe
wants to
he
hoop,
should-
You know, he just wants to hoop.
Maybe you should just pick a city that he really likes and go for the basketball team.
But that's
in
the
the city
thing.
that he likes.
Everywhere he goes, he ends up hating. It's like he has like a short time span. It's like 2 years. then he hates everyone that's there.
Yeah, probably should sign him for 2 years.
I can see Miami.
That's why I thought he was gonna go.
Yeah, please go there. Just don't come to the Lakers.
No, now it's too late.
The Lakers can't, not with Luka.
By the time this Houston thing's over, he's gonna be like,
I'm thinking of
the Lakers
teams.
be trying to find ways to make.
I'm trying
this
to
happen.
think
I
of
just
teams
pray
that
they
can't
don't.
afford a $50 million player. Not like afford as in like have the cap space for it.
by the time Durant is finished with this Rockets team, he's gonna be like on
I wonder what his contract is
NBA
right
AARP.
now. You're not
AARP
He's
Durant.
getting up there. He's been there for a while.
He's 37.
He
not young.
signed. He signed through next year, and then he's a complete free agent. At
Okay.
38. He's unrestricted free agent at 38. Yeah, I don't think he'll play after that. He's going to keep playing longer than that. He's going to play, I think, till he's 40.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He has like good 2 more years, so team can sign up for 2 years.
Miami feels like a fit, both city and thing. I mean, maybe he likes it in Houston. Houston's got a cool nightlife city, but that won't be his team.
I don't think Kevin has ever been about the nightlife. So
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I would say New York for the pageantry, but they can't. They'd have to implode half the roster. That's not happening.
No,
Atlanta?
that'd be fun.
Atlanta ain't got nothing going on. Why not?
Clippers? Philly?
Sacramento.
God, these
just
are
naming
all
cities
career-ending places. Like,
Philly, I could see.
you don't even want to end your career there. Why? Why would you do that?
What if we get an expansion team? Seattle?
So send them back to Seattle.
That'd be awesome.
That'd
That'd
be great.
That'd be fucking
be
dope.
happy for that.
Seattle's
I'd be good with
first
that.
season in the league, sign
Sure.
KD to finish out his. That'd be incredible.
I'm
That would
here
be
for
great.
that. That's what I want to happen. That works for me.
That's good. Make it happen.
So Seattle, we all agree that's where he's gonna
The,
go.
the city that doesn't even have a team yet.
We're here for it. Go be a supersonic. all
They
right?
don't have a team anyway.
Jace,
Oh, never mind. Let's keep going.
out of nowhere, he says 24-25 Oklahoma City Thunder, the greatest basketball team of all time. And this is
No.
because he's from Oklahoma.
Not even close.
Enjoy your
So,
enjoy your moment.
I have a funny twist that I want to add to his question.
Okay.
Go for it.
What NBA teams do you think are worse than they're like, which NBA champions would you take the Thunder over? Like just comparing all the teams that won, like in when I started thinking about
So
this, it's
not lost championships, one championship.
one. When I thought about this, I didn't mean for this to happen, but when I thought about it for like 5 minutes, you both came to mind because I think both of your teams have options. Would you take this Oklahoma City club over the bubble Lakers?
Yes.
I would
No.
too. No?
No.
Dude, this Oklahoma City would run that team.
Yes. I agree.
That's fine. But still, no, because fuck this team.
Okay.
Wow.
Would you take
Okay.
this Thunder team over that Shaq Wade Miami team?
Nope.
That team wasn't like a great team like that year. They weren't like a dominant team.
But
I think they were like 50 and 30.
They were dominant when it was time to be dominant.
I'm just
I
saying
love
they
that team.
I'm just saying that they were beatable.
They were.
You think that team's better than this Oklahoma City team?
Yes.
I don't.
I respectfully disagree.
There's only one team I'm taking this Thunder team over, and that's the Toronto Raptors. Because fuck them.
I was gonna say them too. I would take the Thunder over the
Oh yeah, I
Raptors
definitely
split.
take the Thunder over them.
Any of the Spurs teams, when I looked it up, I only say this because the 2000 Spurs and then the one that beat Cleveland, they had ranked low. And I was like, any team with Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, I'm taking over this Thunder squad.
Yes, easily.
Like, I'll take any era of that Spurs team. The beginning, the end. Yes. I would take the Detroit Pistons that won back-to-back over the Thunder.
Yes.
So would I.
Yeah. They're usually thought of as like, one of the bad teams that won a championship.
I
The
don't even know
Mavs?
if I'd take the Thunder over the Indiana Pacers if Halliburton was healthy.
That's a good point.
But that's not the point. The point is champions. Because he said, "Is this the greatest team ever?" And I was like,
No, it's not.
No, not even.
"Well,
Not even
we know
close.
that, but I don't think it's near the top, though.
No, it's not.
Maybe we were
not
being
even close.
dismissive."
No.
No.
They got more to prove.
The Mavs? That dark year
No.
with Kidd and them? Terry?
Nope.
Ooh.
I might take the
Fuck.
Thunder over that team. I think this Thunder team could beat that
I
team.
think I am because I hate the Mavs. So yeah.
I don't hate the
Thunder team ain't
Mavs,
even
but
old enough to drink. I don't take them over anybody.
it's crazy that team beat the Heat. That's nuts.
Yes. It is.
That's the
I can't
rest.
think.
That
I
was the
honestly, I can't
rest.
think of any of them. The Rockets from the '90s, people usually hate on a lot.
Oh no, Rockets. Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah, but that year they weren't very good. I think they were like a 500 team that just got hot.
I think
Right?
the
They
league
weren't
is
like a
also-
dominant team. That team, like they were like
Clean-
the fifth
team
seed, 5 seed, 4 seed,
And
something like that.
Clyde Drexler.
Oh no,
I
I
mean-
you know me. I love Dream. Yeah, no, I get it.
They had to gel. That was part of it too. Like they had to gel, and once they gelled, it was over. And
Yeah.
they went back to back, so that says something.
Milwaukee?
Ooh.
I forgot about them.
You know
Because they're
what?
forgettable.
You know what? I'll take.
Damn. I take
I'll
the
take
Thunder
OKC
team
over there.
I would.
I'll
too.
take OKC over them. Yeah.
But not that Cavs run, the Warriors run. Ooh, the Laker team with Powell?
Nope.
No.
I might take the Laker. No. Well, I feel like Oklahoma City has more, but I think it doesn't matter because Kobe.
Exactly.
Kobe and the physicality. Like I think my problem with these teams now is just the physicality of the league is so different. I don't they're all a bunch of bitches. So sorry. I just can't.
But
I
the
just can't.
Oklahoma City team's deeper than that Lakers team was.
That's
But it's
fine.
Kobe.
We're
But
gonna
it's Kobe.
beat the shit out
That's
of
the problem is it's Kobe. Shea ain't doing any of that with Kobe on the floor.
them. Nope.
No, you're right. You're right. That's not a thing. All right, so yeah. So Dubs, Pistons, Spurs, Heat, any of the Heat team we're not taking in or any of those Heat squads.
Told you there's only one. There's only
Cleveland
one
squad,
taking
yeah.
That's them over the
Okay.
Raptors. That's
Okay.
it.
So Jace, that's where we think Oklahoma City ranks in the Hall of Champions.
They don't rank.
Somewhere
is what
above the
we're trying to
Raptors
say.
team that won.
I was gonna
They
say,
don't
that's
rank.
like-
They don't rank. Sorry.
But hey,
They
they'll get their
got a ring.
this year.
They got a ring. They rank.
the
They're
ring.
there.
And take
And
that
they're
away
going to
from
be
them.
about
Get
as
the banner.
memorable as the Milwaukee team. We don't.
What if they win
It
again?
didn't really happen.
They're right
They
there
win
for
again,
next
they
year.
did. That's fine. I got no faith in them.
Back-to-back champs. Something.
Nah, not gonna happen.
I agree with you.
Ty's just trying to
Continuing
spur the
down.
conversation.
100%.
Continuing down the NBA line, TPR wants to know with Halliburton going down, that hurt his soul.
It was really
what's-
sad to see.
It was.
It was.
It was a lot of a lot of Achilles tears this year. It's interesting.
Achilles, man, it'll get you.
Yeah, but it's like we never see that many in one season. It's really weird. But yeah, he said, "What's the best injury comeback you've seen in the NBA?"
So I immediately have an answer. Like the moment he answered, I was like, I've got it. So do you guys have one or can I go?
I don't have one.
Go.
Sean Livingston.
That's
Oh,
that's the answer. That's the one. That's it.
Sean Livingston's.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you've ever seen Livingston's injury,
Oh God.
it is the most horrid thing I've ever
I forgot
seen.
about that one.
I wasn't sure that man would ever walk again, let alone play basketball. Not only did he
happened?
come back and play,
caliber basketball.
he played real basketball in the crunch time minutes when it mattered basketball. That has got to be the
so
greatest.
good.
And here's the other thing. He wasn't when he came back. When he initially came back, he was awful, almost out of the league off. Like he went to the bottom and fought his way back.
Yeah,
It's the first thing I thought. It's got to be him.
absolutely.
What
That
injury did he
was-
get?
Everything.
Yes.
Oh, really?
His the whole fucking thing.
All of his knee. He basically had no knees. Like
Oh, really? What's
I
the
would
name?
just say
Sean?
Sean Livingston. SHAU.
Let me see if I got him pull it up. I'll see if
Yeah,
I
I
can
got
pull up
It
a video
is
of it.
one of the most gruesome, horrific injuries, like knee injuries in basketball, just in general, I've ever seen. And for him to come back and be the player that he was when he finished out his career was just incredible. Like he was great. And
They talk about like
he was oh God, he was good.
they talk about like
Oh.
hyperflexion, like when you
Oh.
overextend, like the whole thing comes around.
Mhm.
No. Oh, okay.
It's bad. It's real bad.
yeah. Damn.
Right. Like You talk about career-ending injuries. Again, like it was like, is he ever even going to be able to walk again?
Yeah, he's years away
Let
from
alone
walking when he got carried
come
off that
back
thing.
and dunk a basketball.
That's easily the most disturbing thing I've seen all day.
I've seen bad basketball injuries, and I've seen injuries take a lot of great players down, but like he toothed and clawed for that bad boy, and he fought back.
Man, yeah, the amount of just mental fortitude that he had to overcome all of that, and his basketball IQ was super high.
And I was like, Durant has hurt the knee, and I think pulled the Achilles as well, and he came back. But to me, that was not as impressive because he's an elite talent dude. Sean Livingston wasn't. Sean Livingston was a role player.
He was super young, up and coming. Like
they get
be
swapped
a really good
out
point guard
all the time. They move on, draft picks, and so for him to come back and then get to the level where he was a rotation guy in the playoffs for a championship team, that's a huge deal. Great story.
It's like
Mid-range,
the $6 million man. We can rebuild him. He'll be better, faster, stronger.
Yeah,
he I don't know if he was people didn't think he had all-star level, but like he could be a starting point guard on the team before he got injured. Like he was a core player. Thought of that way. Yeah. But gruesome.
Super gruesome, and yeah, so good. God, Sean Livingston, like that's my kind of player right there. Super high basketball IQ, makes the right shots, makes the right passes, gets everybody involved. Doesn't need to always touch the ball, but when he gets it, he knows what to do with it. Like just one of my favorite players all time for sure.
Nice. What's the greatest basketball team of all time? Do we answer that? We know it's not the Thunder, but who's the best?
The greatest basketball team
of all time. Single season.
It has to be those Warriors team. That Warriors team.
It's hard to say
the Bulls.
It's hard to say anything over the 72-10 Bulls. Like I don't know that.
So what I was going to say
better.
was I would love to tell you it's my Cavaliers team because we beat the greatest team of all time, but they didn't earn it because they lost us. Like we saved the rest of the world from having to admit that Warriors team was the greatest of all time. Because if they beat us, that's exactly what they would have gone down in the books as. This was the greatest team ever, and we beat them.
So it has to be the Bulls. By default, it has to be the Bulls.
Correct. Yep. Like the Bulls still have the honor.
Yes.
I would love to have been able to see those teams match up against each other.
Like that year in football,
different
when
eras.
the Patriots
was
almost undefeated, and then they lost.
Yeah, they went all undefeated. They were about to, and then fucking Eli.
Dolphins fans down here were pissed. They're like, we're finna lose the streak. That's all we have left.
It's important. That's a big one. That's a great honor.
I've never seen so many people cheer for the fucking Giants. And I cheer for
of
the Giants.
all the dynasties and everything that has ever happened, only one's ran the table.
To have Miami fans cheering for a New York team.
I think all of America was cheering for them at that point. Yeah. That was America's team. Like people were fed up with the dynasty at that point.
Unless it's your home team, America doesn't like people winning all the time. They always like
they do until you win too much. They love the ride up, but they don't like it when you stay there for too long.
Exactly.
Right. If
like you get back to backs, maybe a triple if they like you, but anything more than that, people turn
too
on
much.
But if there's like a decade where you're dominating and winning like every other year, or
everybody
it doesn't
turns.
even have to be streaks. It could just be like for the example, this past Super Bowl, I was like, I'm going for the Birds. Go Birds. I don't give a shit about these Chiefs. They
First
keep
of
winning.
all, nobody wanted the Chiefs to win. Not even like the entire country was against the Chiefs winning ever.
Yeah,
I never even met a Chiefs fan until they won their first, and I'm like, Chiefs fans don't exist.
You come from?
They do. It's just in a different part of the country than you.
Yeah, nobody cares about that part of the country.
Right. Chiefs fans do not exist. It is bullshit.
Nah,
they've got the Swifts on their side. I think there's a lot of people rooting for them.
No, they were rooting for the Swifties. They didn't care about the actual teams.
Well, that's the team now. That's the team.
They were rooting for Taylor Swift's happiness. They didn't give a fuck about that.
That's the team.
Is Taylor happy? Then we're happy. That's why they was like.
And those fans don't even count. Those aren't real people. We don't count them. Sorry, Rebecca. We don't.
Not even a real country anyway.
Most people don't even know where Kansas City is on a map.
They don't.
That's true. That's true.
No one does.
Hey, listen, if you haven't asked these kids things on a map, you should.
Oh my God, it's
My kids, I
Oh,
told
it's
I
so
did it
good.
with my kids, and I was so disappointed. I won't
Yeah.
shame them publicly as much as I want
Right.
to, but I heard states that don't exist said. I was like, "What is that?"
Pensacola.
Cleveland
kids-
City.
My kids informed me that they don't do that anymore, and I was like,
Yeah, like,
"What?"
They don't do
And
geography.
I thought they were lying, and then I asked
No.
their friends, and they
What?
they
No.
all they were like, "Yeah, we don't do that."
Because
We
we
all
have
colored
phones.
in maps, right?
I
we all
loved it.
had maps and had to
They
color
don't-
them
I had
in.
to draw them. I had to fill them in.
Yeah.
They don't do
Yeah.
capitals.
We,
They
ha-
don't
we
do
have
states.
GPSs now.
Let me tell you, when I
Oh my
pointed
God,
at
I love
Japan,
that in
the
eighth
country
grade.
she said,
Yeah.
it would blow your mind. Like they have
Cuba.
It
said
was-
Wait,
Cuba.
you didn't say like the Philippines or Indonesia, like something in the region, or is it completely off, like Juneau,
Cuba.
Alaska, or whatever?
it was a European country.
It was a
Yeah.
European country.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
wow.
don't know where
They don't know.
anything is in the world.
general idea.
Americans are dumb. Let's just
I know.
say
Like, I'm
it
still
is
bad at
Duh.
geography too. It's like, someone's like, "Hey, where's
The
Temecula?"
last
Like,
6
I know
months
it's
told us
around
that
here.
easily.
You have a basic awareness.
But
I
if
have
I
a
gave
basic
you
awareness.
if I gave you a globe, you could find all the continents
Yeah, you can
and
find
be
all
able to
of them.
name where most things
They-
are.
I'm telling you,
My kids have no clue.
they were
I'm an
making up
Animaniacs
states.
fan.
They made up
Yakko sang
states.
all the countries of the world. United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama.
Of course.
Like I remember in 8th grade, and my teacher, it was like I was like one of the finalists.
God, we
for,
sound
like,
so
memorizing
old.
all the states and capitals.
This
We
is
sound
Because
Animaniacs'
so
fault.
old.
they needed a competition.
It's Animaniacs'
Yeah.
fault. You brought Animaniacs back, this shit wouldn't happen. Picture
We
the brain
need
was
to.
right.
So weird. And one of
But
my
yeah.
favorite bits on John Oliver's show is when he's like, and he's talking about a country, and he's like, and if you think this is the country, you're wrong. It's this, or is it this? We don't know. And they got me once too. I'm like, I don't think that's Uruguay. And he's like,
They
you're
don't know
right.
capitals.
It's not.
But the fact
thought
that
we
you
all
didn't know that
memorized the
Uruguay is a
capitals.
place. Most
Yes,
people
Uruguay's a place.
don't even realize that that's a place.
That's yeah. They don't even see it as an option, but they don't know capitals. And I was like,
Yeah,
y'all
the
didn't memorize the
And
capitals.
again, Animaniacs.
had to
absolutely,
memorize all that stuff.
100%.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know any of them.
Yeah. 'Cause
Most
it has a
Kansas
nice,
City
fun
Chiefs
song.
fans don't realize that Kansas City is in Missouri. They probably think it's in Kansas.
Kansas. Yeah.
They did. So do they not do the 50 state song anymore in grade school? Like Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut.
Nope.
Okay.
important.
Wow.
Nope.
Wow.
Nope. My kids don't. They didn't do that, and they can't point out anything on a map. It's sad.
So
My
it's
wife
all
knows
like
all the 50
just
states, but
AI
can't put
and
things on a
map apps
GIS?
now.
Yeah,
And,
iPhone.
They Google it.
You need
Wow.
GPS and you're good.
I need
right?
to know
You
that. And there's a point. Why do you need to know it? If you can just have access to this
Be aware
knowledge to
of
do
the
it for
world.
you. Well, I mean,
Exactly,
no, of
just
course,
world
I'm
awareness.
just saying that's how that's the thought
Because
process.
one
Why
day-
do I need to know it?
Oh my God! They
Everything's
probably
gonna-
don't know
the power's
Iran
gonna go
was
out
by
and they
Iraq.
know all this
Holy
stuff.
shit!
We're just going full Matrix. It's about
Somebody's
to
gonna
darken
cut
the
the
sky.
grid. What was that TV show that
Yeah,
happened
no.
on?
They just keep them stupid so that we can take over. It's easy to take over when y'all don't know. Idiocracy. We're just going
Revolution.
towards idiocracy.
Power's gonna cut out
Plain
in
and
the world.
simple.
We're just gonna have to figure out shit ourselves. No technology.
Who's attacking us? We don't know. Show us on a map. What's a map?
Pretty much.
Mhm.
Is there- That made me sad.
Yeah. In happier news, Ray wants to know what type of game could you see being done that could get most of our community playing together? I know we have offshoots of golf or Helldivers at times, but what type of games do you guys think could have longevity in in community togetherness? You're asking
the
the
most-
wrong people.
Oh,
The
Okay,
most
Jeff.
successful multiplayer that we've
Yeah.
ever done in PSVG was Mario Golf.
Okay.
I ran tournaments for years. We had one time, I think we had a
Yep.
leaderboard of like 50 people at one time.
Yep.
Like we were all playing Mario Golf World Tour together for a couple years on 3DS. Like we played every month. I ran a tournament. Most weeks it was, I think, about 20 people. And then on the last leg before we cut it off, I think we were down to like 5 or 6 for a while. But when it came out and stuff, we had a big group. I think that's
But-
the most we've ever played.
With that, is people playing at the same time, or is it like you go do your?
That
your-
was the
your-
beauty of it. It was
thing.
it was
See,
asynchronous. They could
that's
play
not
at their
the
own
same.
time.
because I'm thinking
They-
it
you
means
just had to-
multiplayer, get in the group
You
chat.
had to post your round within 2 weeks. You had 2 weeks to post a round. But everyone's ghost data that you played, like you could see it. So you could actually see where they were playing next to you. But yeah, we weren't like in a Discord channel hanging out talking or anything like that.
Yeah,
Your best bet is Mario Kart.
Yes, that's your only hope.
Well,
There you
that's
go.
not a good hope because I don't think anybody's playing that game together right now.
Well, you're screwed.
Like everyone
Really?
has there's been, I don't think there's really been not in PSVG land anywhere. And there's not like a chat group playing together right now. That's not happening. Like
I'm
Rebecca's
shocked.
playing with her friends. Kyle's playing at his channel. Like everybody's playing in their own silos. Like
They've
we're
all
not
got their
playing
own
that game
friends.
together. Now, we did have a pretty good Mario Kart 8 run there for a while. When Awada died, we had a whole thing going on.
Well, it's got to be somebody die to have y'all play together.
That's how it works.
That's life.
yeah.
That's life. That's profound, but
Yeah.
like that's
Somebody
life,
has to
man.
die.
Also, like, how
Yeah.
often do you hear this network
No,
talk
we don't
about
really do that.
multiplayer games?
No, our network's very dad-like. We hang out.
Mhm.
We have peak hours from like 9 to like 4:30, and Friday nights we have some activity,
Sure.
and then it's like a
Yeah, yeah.
ghost town on Sunday. Like nobody's doing anything there like on Sunday.
Yes.
And I think Helldivers was an exception just because it,
Yep.
it kind of caught
We had some-
fire.
Yeah, we had some.
You know, but even at that point, it would only have been 4 people at a time
Mhm.
playing together. It's not like some massive,
Yeah.
event. It's not like we had multiple groups of PSVG cats playing Helldivers at the same time. It was usually just like 2 to 4 of us. Just
Yeah.
we got some time. Let's play a game. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ray gonna have the nerve to call me a Grinch. Bitch, I'm the only one to play the
we had
game.
a
with you.
Destiny run there for
It's
a
so
little
interesting
bit,
because
right?
I've actually
No, we
played
did
more
not.
multiplayer.
Like when it
games.
launched, like all the PlayStation folks were doing Destiny.
Not together. I didn't play with
Okay.
a single person. I've never played Destiny with a single person in here
I
except
got
for
you.
Ray.
I thought like you and Seth and Justin and stuff were playing.
No.
All right, everybody, it's time to go back to World of Warcraft. Let's do it.
Let's go. Sign me up. Yeah, I played Destiny 2 with original Destiny with Ray. I played Helldivers with Ray, but I never played Destiny with Josh. I never played Destiny with Coach Hulk. I never played with anybody
Really?
except for Ray. Yeah.
Should I play
A lot of it-
multiplayer games with
A lot of it is just the time difference.
Sure.
Like
Yeah,
that's the
a big problem
biggest
with me
issue
and
for
Sean,
me.
too.
And yeah, I also just I had crews outside of it because time difference.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
you know, everybody gave me shit about Destiny anyway. I don't like that game.
I gotta play this single player mode thing that you said they've done.
I mean, it's the same as it's always been.
Right, but you said it was like
Just-
more structured and linear. Like it directs you to everything. I
I
want to
mean,
do
there's
that.
it's a timeline thing where you can just play the missions on the timeline.
All right, just press and just keep going.
You'll press and you'll play the game, and then you'll be done with that. And it'll take you back out, and you'll be in your ship, and you got to go back into it and then play the next one. It's not like it just keeps going. To the
Never
next. Exactly. It's not for you, Donnie. There's
I
no point.
recant my statement.
You weren't going to do it anyway. There's no time. You have too many other things to play.
I really don't. I'm just playing Breath of the Wild. Like at the moment, I really don't.
That is
But
that
I'm
is
not-
a journey
I'm not-
in itself.
I'm not playing Breath of the Wild for that. That's for sure.
Correct.
Yeah, I got too much nerdy Baldur's Gate 3 action to play. Although that's multiplayer. Maybe that's one. Maybe if we
That's a Josh and Kyle thing. They will definitely
Y'all
jump
trying
in
to
and play
smash
that
Sacks?
together.
do a D&D night.
You're
Because
trying to smash Sacks?
No,
Baldur's Gate
Um,
group?
no,
I'm good.
no. Thank you.
Even I don't even like the idea I just came up with.
Never mind.
Yeah, scratch that.
Yeah.
Back to the drawing board.
What's funny is like I feel like there's so many people in the Discord that do want to play together, but like there's nobody that's like ringing the bell like, "Hey, let's start a game night." Like I know Stingray is because
we don't
big
wanna
in the
do it.
multiplayer. Yeah, it's just
It's
not
because we
our
don't want to
thing.
do it.
Nah.
So Ray, you want to create community togetherness. You're part of this community. You do have the power
Yeah.
to ring the alarm and say,
We
"Hey,
have the room. We'll make a room.
let's get this. Let's make it happen." So
I mean,
figure
that's
it
the
out.
only way-
Yeah. PSVG game night.
We have is it our
I
fantasy
won't be
critic?
there.
That's like popular. Lots of people do that, right?
Sure, I haven't looked in there in a long time. I said I can't do this
definitely looking
anymore. But
I'm good.
again, you just have to be the change you want to see, Ray.
Yeah.
You want to make community togetherness, make it happen.
Like I said,
And
Get
we're
the-
all
get
old,
enough people there.
guys. So like a
PSVG
schedule
game night.
actually would be
Right.
probably useful because
You're
like,
gonna
I know
have
the
to
only
schedule
reason
it.
I'm able to hang out with my friends for a movie game night every Friday is because we do that every Friday at 9:00. Like
The
it's
only
just,
reason, the only reason I get to talk to my
ritual.
friends because we have a podcast.
yeah. See,
With scheduled time to sit down.
you
and
got
talk
to
to each other.
schedule. Like,
Yes.
I tell people if you're not in my calendar on my phone, whatever you just asked me to do is not happening, does not exist.
My biggest problem is I just
1000%.
don't play those games. People are like, hey, let's see. I'm like, I'm not gonna play that shit.
That's the problem.
That's
I don't
true.
like people,
Yeah.
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 so no.
Like I tried to do the Division for a minute. I tried
Me
to get
too.
on that.
Me too.
Yeah, these multiplayer things.
I was
are
into
just not my
Battlefront for a
jam.
while, the Star Wars, both 1 and 2, the more modern ones.
That's Jack's stuff.
for a while.
Jack, that's all he plays. He's these games constantly.
Yeah.
His crew. They're
Yeah.
playing
Who knows,
Battlefront
maybe
now.
too much
uh,
work.
Gears of War or Halo has multiplayer. Maybe that'll get people
It does?
spurring to play, when it comes to PlayStation.
Well, we played Helldivers.
Yeah. I mean, I would play Halo multiplayer with folks if I was
I'll play
easy
Horde.
to connect,
I'll play
Horde
Horde
mode's good,
Gears
yeah.
for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
For a little
I need
bit.
games
That's
This
the
is
thing,
why.
like,
This
I
is
would
why
probably
we
be
don't
done
do
after,
this.
I would probably be done after an hour, to be honest.
We
Like,
played
would be like,
we played Wildlands as a group. That was fun. I had a lot of
did?
fun doing that. Yeah, we did that for I think a few nights at least. Like I think
See,
once for a
that's
month.
something I'd be more interested in because there's actual story progression. If I'm not playing something that's got some story progression, if we're just running around murdering shit to murder shit, I'm not.
It was
doing that.
hilarious because Mo did this. He thought it was funny. Him and Nathan. He put me in this helicopter and he was like, "I'll fly you there." And he
You
had
jumped out.
he had a pack that I didn't know you even needed to have a pack. And he jumped out and left me in the helicopter. And he laughed. You could hear him on the microphone. He's laughing as I tumble to the ground, and then I land it and walk out of that bitch. And I was like, "Yeah, serves you right."
That's when
I mean,
you pull out the shotgun and you shoot him in the face. Also,
But we had fun. It was like me, Lobo, Nate, I think Ray, and I think a couple others back then. But we did that for a little bit. That was pretty fun.
So I wonder if multiplayer. I know all ages play it, but is it just a type of gamer or is it the younger crowd? Because I loved multiplayer when I was younger. I was playing the Halo.
I was gonna
2s,
say,
the
I
Call of
think it's a
Duties,
younger
Halo
thing.
3,
it's a younger thing.
and then
It's a younger
got
thing.
Yeah.
How old are you,
Uh,
Snarts?
43.
Interesting. So then, no, I can't say it's a younger thing because I think it's also an Xbox thing. If you were an Xbox
With
player,
Xbox
I think
or
that
Shared it
is
that way.
I
That is
remember
the
Xbox
multiplayer
being
system.
the biggest thing. I got Unreal Tournament. I had Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Like I was the guy playing all the new multiplayer games on Xbox and 360.
It's just shooter fans.
Yeah, I love
It's
shooters.
like
Absolutely.
I know one thing
Like,
that I always tag Rebecca with is that she likes playing a lot of multiplayer, and then she's talking about we've talked about streaming with Twitch and having people participating in your gaming moment. She grew up playing a lot of co-op games with others together. I never did.
Oh, I had
to
that too.
me
That's
has
why.
always been a solitary, isolated experience.
No,
I
I
never
had
people to play with.
brother and then a younger sister.
So I wonder if that's a
and
part of it.
We would play the Brawler. That's why I like Brawler so much, is because when we got a Sega Genesis, it was the two of us, and my mom would be more willing to buy those kind of games like Double Dragon, Streets of Rage, because
Sure,
you can
games
play
you can
them
play together.
together. And even Sonic 2, even though I always made them be Tails, because I'm the oldest.
As you
and
should.
I get
Yeah,
Sonic,
you're the oldest.
Yeah.
It's a shitty
but
controller,
we
too.
still, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You get the one.
Mhm.
Yeah, you get the
You get
one
the
with
off-brand
sticky,
controller.
the sticky C button, or
Get the
the
Mad
weird
Cats.
turbo. The turbo thing doesn't work anymore, right? The Mad Cats, yeah. And so and that's why we got an N64, because at that point I had my second sibling. It was around, and she loved playing us like Mario Kart, and we would do 3-player Mario Kart or 3-player GoldenEye, even though she didn't know how to aim or shoot or anything like that. But we would, still try to include her. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I never played with people. So I never shared my experience, and I almost always played adventure, immersive solo campaign games, things adventures you could kind of get lost into. So I
I think
do dabble in it
Ocarina-
every now and again, multiplayer is almost a turnoff from the start for me. I'm just like, eh.
I didn't really experience that until Ocarina of Time, and then it didn't really take off until I want to say like Mass Effect, to be honest, or Skyrim or something like that.
Yeah.
Where then I was like, oh, I'm really getting into these RPGs
See, I was
now.
chewing up all that stuff. That's how
Actually, even earlier, Knights of the Old Republic is what I'm thinking of. I think that was one of the ones that kind of blew my mind. The twist was amazing. The dialogue options, Sith or Jedi, moral compass. And then I was like starting to get more and more interested in that stuff. But to me, gaming has always been communal. Like I remember having people over at my place to play like Halo 3, or I remember we would just like rotate various places. I mean, we all started playing World of Warcraft because we hang out at the same Starbucks and 6 of us had PCs that could run it. So we're like, yeah, let's start playing World of Warcraft.
It's a crazy, like one of the things I've always shared when I've done like our Xbox, especially when I had Xbox podcast, is like very different type of Xbox player, because I barely acknowledged that Halo existed. Like I knew what it was. I saw the advertisements. It was there, but had an Xbox, had Xbox 360, had Xbox 360 launch day, but got it for Oblivion, for Fable, for
Fable's
Gears,
amazing.
like for like literally never really played Halo. Like just never.
Same.
Was like, yeah. And like for so many people, that was the only reason to have it, right? And they're just playing Halo. Like that was the system seller.
I mean, I was even trying stuff like the Splinter Cell Pandora multiplayer when it was like spies versus mercs, or maybe that was Chaos Theory. And that was hard. That was very challenging and not a lot of fun compared to some of the other ones. But I was very much interested in making that Xbox Live subscription worth the money I was paying for. And I just, anything that had a multiplayer, I was giving it a shot.
Yeah.
What about you, Delvin? What's your multiplayer experience? Because you don't ever really talk about that at all, and you're at the point where you're sleepy, so I have to engage you so you can wake up.
No. Next question. Multiplayer. Get that shit fucking out of here.
Like you never. I mean, you have a sibling. Did y'all not play games
y'all play
together at
together?
all?
No. Until I
It
told you.
does seem to be a common thread with multiplayer folks and Twitch
I played
players.
games with people. I played wrestling with my cousin when I was younger. We played on like one TV. That was my experience playing like the WWF games back in the day on one TV, like Royal Rumble and stuff like that.
Like no GoldenEye nights, no Mario Kart nights with the homies.
Nah, son, fuck that.
Interesting.
When I got in high school, we played a little bit of Madden.
Yeah, my golf team and we played Mario Kart on 64 together. But
Nah,
that was,
Yeah.
sometime after 64 was way late.
And
I
for
mean, we
me,
even
like
used to have rock band karaoke nights when I was living with my friend Brenton in Westchester. We would just invite all sorts of people over, and it's like, let's do this. It's just another communal experience with gaming.
yeah, I did the same thing. Except we went to a bar. Like there was a bar around the corner from the Best
Yeah.
Buy that we all worked at. So the Geek Squad, after hours, we go and we play Rock Band at the bar and drink. But my gaming experience has always also kind of been communal. Me and my sister played, and then like we lived in an apartment, so all the people in the apartment, like somebody had the Super Nintendo, I had the multi-taps. We'd play NBA Jam, like 4-player NBA Jam. We'd play Mortal Kombat. We play Street Fighter, Madden, like all of that stuff. So it was communal, but I was always way more into like Legend of Zelda, Super Metroid. Like I was really big into like the single player stuff. Never got into Xbox or Halo, played PlayStation because it was the more single player story immersive games, and that's really more like what I like. And then World of Warcraft was like my real like multiplayer game. Like love me some fucking World of Warcraft. Had so much fun with that. Also, just being a nerd and working for the Geek Squad, everybody plays World of Warcraft. So that's also a huge part of it. Just being around people who play multiplayer and like, hey, play this. Okay. You just fall right in. But outside of that, give me these single player games. I ain't got time to be trying to schedule shit. I got kids.
Well, and even
guys
when I was
ever-
playing, even when I was playing World of Warcraft for like 2.5 years, it was amazing how many times it was just like me and one other person, and not like a big group. I wasn't trying to do the raids. I was more into PvP, and we would just get like 2, maybe 3 at most people playing at the same time, and it's like, oh, let's power level the alt, or let's do this, or let's do that. So even in a massive MMO game, I was still kind of keeping the circle tight.
Yeah, we definitely had a raid crew, so we would definitely do dungeons.
There
We
you
had a
go.
guild, and we would raid because there was enough people
Yeah.
in Geek Squad that we could do that.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, I had a guild too,
It's
but we
fun.
were doing
Sounds fun.
PvP. We were more like Arctic Valley,
We did not do PvP. I hate
and we would
PvP.
actually go to like towns, like the alliance cities, and just see if we can like stir up a ruckus and see if we can get another couple guilds out there and just fight in the
That
middle of the
shit
field.
was so much fun.
Yeah,
You
it
would
was
just
so
go
much
to a
fun.
starting area and just
Yeah.
start murdering
Yeah.
people
Yep.
and have this huge
Yep.
battle going off. Oh yeah, that was fun.
Did
Yeah,
you guys
it
ever watch
was-
that Evelyn documentary I was telling you guys about?
The who?
No.
That's the
No.
World of
But the
Warcraft
guy who
documentary.
died, who
Yeah.
played online and had no, I didn't watch that.
Damn, Dev.
Oh, I know the story of like how there was at
Yeah.
the funeral and then someone started like ganking people.
Yeah, the remarkable life of Evelyn.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you've told us about it on the pod
yeah
before.
you told me enough to where I don't feel like I need to watch it. I'm
Yeah, what do I need? I already know the ending.
Yeah, you
Oh,
told me about it. I don't need to watch that.
damn. Very good.
There's so many stories like that in World of Warcraft, though. Like there has
That's
been
awesome.
over the years. There's lots of that. When somebody passes away, they hold like huge online like funerals in the game and everything. There's a lot of community that was like that in World of Warcraft. That's probably one of the
So-
things I miss about it the most.
Real quick tangent while we're on the subject. I met this person, Shadow Mist. Never met him before in my life. Foot surgeon. I learned like he was, we were talking. We were always good. We had very parallel time schedules. We were playing a lot. We ended up getting personal and figuring out about each other's lives. He told me stuff like, it's like, I had to amputate someone's foot today and I'm really depressed. I met this girl who ended up becoming his wife. Then he talked about his kid being born. Never
Wow.
met this person whatsoever, but I felt like such a deep connection with them because we would team up. Like I was an undead mage, she was like a hunter orc or something like that, and I never will forget that. But I don't even know this person's real name.
was
I
just gonna
think he
say,
lives somewhere in Texas.
We have that
I
experience
don't
with-
even,
with PSVG.
Yeah,
We
sure.
We
you
have
can
all
have
these
that-
people. We've grown up with kids that now have kids, and
right?
yeah,
But I think what's different is because you guys do the video feed. It's a
Mhm.
little
Sure.
different than the anonymity
They
that
feel like
you
they
would
get
just
to
get
know us
as
more,
like.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like this person so much that I gave him my account so he could play my mage whenever he wanted after I was done. I was like, "You want to pay
Wow.
for this? Go for it. Here you go. Go nuts." So I don't know. I just that to me kind of like blew my mind. And like when people are like, "Oh, I have these like online relationships," I'm like, it totally makes sense to me.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep. Most definitely. All that to say, Ray, figure it out. Find a way to make these people play online.
Yeah, Ray,
Get it-
you are
get
the
it done.
master of multiplayer on PSVG.
Gonna
Yes.
say, don't see it happening.
King Donnie does not have faith in the ambassador of multiplayer on PSVG.
We've seen this happen, come and go. It ain't gonna happen. There are two people that play games together in this whole community: Josh and Kyle.
and Kyle. God, that's hilarious, but it is what it is. Murakami says, PSVG question. What are your top horror movies this year so far?
So
Sinners,
I
that's
actually watched a horror movie recently for movie night. It was the
Yeah?
latest Final Destination.
Oh, was it great?
And so I saw the first one. I've
great.
only seen the last one. I love that movie when I'm with somebody and we're knocking back a few drinks, by me puffing on a little weed, and we're like, okay, how are they going to die? What roof
course.
over machine is
Of
it going
course.
to be? Is it
A
going to be
penny.
the race? Is it going to be the trampoline? Is it going to be the lawnmower? And then what I loved about it is like we were always so kind of close, but not like how they all interacted for the murder to actually happen. So you can like, I feel like if you watch Final Destination, it is permission to talk during the movie because that's how it's going to be fun.
I haven't
that's-
watched it yet, but I've just heard very glowing things
It's
about
so
it.
good. It's
I've-
so good.
I've heard it's great.
And I'm not a big horror movie fan. I've gotten into the genre very, very late in life. But the just sheer over the top, trying to figure out how they're going to die is amazing.
Haven't finished it yet. Something happened, so I couldn't finish watching the movie. Dev's looking at me crazy.
Is it not in theaters?
No, it's on demand now.
Yeah, it just came out.
How long is it?
Like 2 hours.
A couple hours.
You didn't finish it.
No.
Look at this laid back Dev.
Did you at least
judgment.
get?
Look at this.
Did you at least get past the opening scene?
Yeah. I'm way past that. I'm like,
Yeah.
an hour in.
Okay. Cool.
Something
That's-
happened.
yeah,
I had to stop watching the movie. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it happens.
Well, what's your favorite
You know what the hell my favorite is this year?
so far?
Sinners.
The
and
one
Four
that
of the
teaches those white people a lesson.
movie. Goddamn right. Sit down, cracker, and watch this. Go learn
I
some
can't wait.
history.
Sinners is going to come to Max soon, so I
July
think this
4th.
is
July 4th.
Yeah.
July 4th,
So I'm
yeah.
going to be
Independence
watching
Day.
it. That's a great July 4th movie.
You're gonna
Let's
sit
go.
down and watch it, Snurch. You're gonna learn a lesson.
Yeah.
Is he?
Come on. I know what
Is
we've
he
done.
though?
I know what we've done.
You're gonna sit there in shame. you don't have nothing to do with any of that.
Yeah.
Not
I
at
mean,
all.
Not even a little bit.
trust me, man. Yes.
Nothing.
I was just
nothing
like,
to do with
no,
any
I'm
of
not
that.
gonna go there.
Wow.
I'm not gonna go there. I know.
I saw 28 Years Later last week
I
on
wanna watch
opening
that.
night, and I came out of the theater loving it. Which, to my surprise, is not the take that is going around. People
Well,
are
they're
very, very mad. They hate this movie.
Really?
I knew it was going to be divisive, but I did not realize how much. Oh yeah, the YouTube comments are flooded. The Reddit threads are flooded. Like, their people are big mad. They're very upset. But I thought it was great. I really did, and that was before I saw it in the reception. I stayed completely clear of reviews. I was like, this is fantastic. The best thing I'll say about it is I've watched every zombie movie for 30 years. Like, I can't say a lot of all of them, every one of them. I've never seen a zombie movie like this one.
Okay. That has me
Like,
interested.
it's nothing if not unique. It's still 28 days. It has the camera work, the style that you're expecting. When people call like a film visceral, I don't think they know what that means. And like this movie is visceral. Like, with the shot cuts, it's almost video game like. It's just, yeah, it's very interesting. And then it's honestly, there's a very heartwarming arc. There's a lot to it. The ending is what people are mad about, and it goes fucking bonkers at the end, way off base. But then when you reevaluate and you learn what they're doing and where they're going, it makes sense. But I also just love that it was like crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it just goes off the reservation, but it owns it. So I loved it. So far, that's my favorite one so far.
Nice.
Okay.
We'll see how it ends up on the list. We have a bunch coming out here soon.
Yeah. I've watched a few, but none that's really wowed me.
Have you seen Presents yet?
No, I have not.
I just watched Presents last week. I think it's on Peacock. It's on one of the streaming things. It's free somewhere. It's not scary. It's really not even a scary movie, but it is a ghost story. So by its very nature, it's a horror themed movie.
Okay.
Great, like, girlfriend that doesn't like scary movies. Great pick for that. It's a family drama. That when I first started watching, I thought it was like really stiff, acting wise, writing wise. But the more it went on, I think it's just intentional. I think that's like they're trying to be that way. Maybe I'm wrong, but that was like my take. But very emotional. It's a deeper type of movie. One of those
Okay.
artsy horror movies. So if that's your thing, Presence is a good option.
Okay. Perfect. I have a few up in the queue.
Yeah.
Cool. Free to play, Joe says. Trading in the Switch 2 due to bad response times? Just kidding. Why do you
terrible
think
person.
people latch on to this sort of stuff?
Yeah, where's everybody
Bullshit?
talking about
Why did they latch on to bullshit? Is that what the question
Yeah.
is?
Yes.
Basically.
Because that's what social media is. That's what people do nowadays. They
That's
just
true.
say something negative stuff and they dwell on it forever.
How many posts have we seen about the upcoming Superman movie that's always like, oh, like, it's like, what are you going to hate about this movie that hasn't come out yet? It's like, why are we pre-hating thing? Like, like I just...
Switch 2 has like a counter movement. There's definitely a group that like wants negative Switch 2 info. Like, it's got a band of haters. I don't think they're all like unjustified. I think some of them just have gripes, and I understand it. But they all get lopped in. Some of them, it's like it's become trendy to hate the Switch 2 a little bit.
Become trendy to hate things in general.
That's always been the case. But like things ebb and flow out of that.
Yeah.
Switch 2 is on a down on that one right now.
People like to kind of give out their opinions and show why they hate something, even if especially if it's popular. Because that usually is what people talk about a lot, the most.
So I like to watch.
Understand why people care so much. Are you having fun with the Switch 2? Good. Who the fuck cares if somebody thinks the screen is slow? Do you even notice it? No. Then why are you giving it any time?
Yeah. Obviously, we're gonna talk about it more on Shaq, but I've gone through and looked up a bunch of stuff and like tried to really dive into that. I was pretty fascinated with a few things.
Yeah, I've seen the nonstop barrage of that stuff in the Shaq chat. And I'm just like mystified by like, you guys really are going off the deep end on this. And the reality is not a single one of you give a shit because you're enjoying the Switch.
That was like my, it's sad that you have to like, I felt like I almost had to go out of the way to get people back to that. Because I keep reminding people, I'm like, guys, remember everyone that touched this thing for a month before Digital Foundry said anything, every one of them loved the screen.
Yeah.
Every one of them. From the hands-on tweets to the influencers to the preview events, all the YouTube channel, like everyone, there are videos that you can find, reviews, like Switch 2 is an OLED, but it doesn't matter. Like that was a thing for a whole month. And then Digital Foundry was like, the response time is bad. And everyone was like, it's worse than the Switch 1 screen. Like it flipped immediately.
It's so bizarre. It almost makes it feel like people just can't formulate their own opinions. They have to have somebody tell
this has been my take.
It's so
I
annoying.
love Digital Foundry. I listen to their podcasts weekly. Like I like their stuff. They're great. They're experts. But I said this back when the Steam Deck announced or released, and I said it again when the ROG released, and I'm going to say it again now. Like the social online gamer, like the gaming conversation people, they got to quit letting Digital Foundry think for them. Like that definitely is a thing that's happening. And I love Digital Foundry and what they do. Their analysis is good. It's all sound. But they don't remove themselves enough to ask, like, does it matter? Because that's not their niche.
Correct.
Everything matters. That's their niche, right? All the minor details. But they've done this a lot, especially in the handhelds. Like Garrett and I've had this conversation on a couple handhelds, because they get pretty lengthy reviewed on these handhelds and the screens and everything. They never mentioned refresh rate for any of the other handhelds. Like I was wondering, I was like, why am I just now really hearing about this? Like now, it's like the first handheld where they were like, we have a whole test to show you the refresh rate. Yeah.
Isn't it not even the refresh rate? It's the response time?
The response time.
Yeah.
Which most people can't even notice. You won't even notice it. You can't tell.
They have to capture the footage on 120 frames or more recording device and then slow it down to 11% speed to show you.
Nah, son.
To show you that's what it is. That's what they have to do.
Yeah. You don't, it's not even perceivable to the human eye. You can't tell. You are enjoying your goddamn Mario Karts and your Breath of the Wilds. And now, because Digital Foundry has told you that the response time on the Switch is not great, your Switch is now a piece of shit. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
They worked themselves into a shoot, Delvin.
Nah, son. Fuck that. Like, I'm just like, just enjoy your system.
It's like it's almost like gaslighting. You see, like it's the comments on all the threads and stuff. People are like, "Oh, but the response time made it hard to play." It's like I appreciate all the analysis and the charts and the graphs that prove that it's happening.
I don't.
But it's like all you have to do is pick up the Switch 2 and turn it on and play something. You're like, well, that's not true.
Right.
It's like, well, I'm playing and it's pretty good though. You know, like that's really weird. Like to me, it was like that's gaslighting. I'm like, what is happening? Clearly, all of you know that it's good though, right? I think it is still fun to play.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind.
We talked about earlier in the show though, 900p. Right? Like this is a thing that we just do. Like there's always something. We latch onto some sort of negative thing. Doesn't play used games. Right? There's always like that something that like 2-3 years after the console releases, you look back on and you be like, what was that even thinking about? Remember we were talking about that and that didn't even matter, you know?
Like ray
That
tracing.
always happens.
How many of you are stopping to look at the ray tracing? You're not.
Yeah.
Because the game is moving so fast, you're not looking at the damn shadows.
Oh, or I would
You're
call
not zooming in 200%. Stop it.
with the PS5, it was the heat, right? The liquid metal and the heat. Yeah. And everybody's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. If you stand the PlayStation 5 up, that liquid metal's gonna come down the board. I remember that being a thing for a little bit. Yeah.
So ridiculous. My PlayStation 5 has been standing up since I brought it home 5 years ago.
Home of the vertical PS4.
You best believe it. Vertical everything. All the things, goddammit. We don't do horizontal here.
Sometimes.
Wow.
Occasionally.
Hey, it's good for the leg muscles.
Yeah, that's great.
So yeah, there is a part of it. It's just like whatever the theme for whatever it is becomes. Like that's the thing that people latch onto. We'll see if it matters. I suggest that when Donkey Kong releases, nobody will be complaining about the response time.
No, they will not.
Not even
No, they'll all just be
gotta-
talking. Even the people that are telling you they hate it will be sharing their pictures of them playing Donkey Kong. So I
Y'all
don't
got to
think it's gonna
disconnect
matter.
from social media and just enjoy the shit you got, damn it. Stop letting these influencers tell you what to think. Just play the fucking thing and enjoy
But how will
your
I
time.
have thoughts if you don't tell me what to think?
I remember we did this with the ROG.
God
Steam
damn
Deck stuff.
idiocracy.
With the ROG and Steam Deck stuff, when the
Mm-hmm.
Ally came out, there was a lot of Digital Foundry like testing of which one's better. And I remember they were like, out of fairness, we're gonna like cap the ROG so it's on par with the Steam Deck. So we can really judge how one is like, but that's not judging at all though, because like
Right.
that's the ROG's whole thing, is that we've got more of that. That's the whole pitch.
Where I see these video comparisons of different systems and their performances, I just think of the Office meme where it's just like it's the same picture.
They're the same picture.
Right.
It's the
Yeah.
same picture. Like whenever I
100%.
see some kind of like thing that doesn't look right in a video game, I'm like, oh, that shadow's a little weird.
Oh,
Oh, isn't
Dev.
that funny how that's flickering? Or like, isn't that weird how that frame rate dips right there? But you know what I'm still doing? Playing the game.
Right.
Yeah.
During the lead up to Series and PS5 launch, remember there was like all that online hubbubaloo about like Xbox was waiting for like RDNA 4 features or something. It was going to be better than PlayStation. That was a whole thing that I don't think anybody remembers or cares, but like that was a nothing burger. Like,
Nope.
So I do think it's not just a Switch thing. I think it's a gaming thing. Like it's just kind of a part of the.
Sometimes
like,
I
we
think
get
it's just
all
a
worked
geek-
up about stuff.
Maybe
It's
it is
a geek
thing.
culture thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
it
it's
is.
a geek culture thing. We nerd out because we get into the things that we love. And some people take it to the umpteenth level. And then when you see it repeated over and over and over again on social media and other platforms, it starts to seep in. And before you know it, you're going, bah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the analysis. It's just how the analysis gets used by folks.
Yeah.
You know, like that's been my gig the whole time, and it's why when people ask us about these sorts of things, I've always told people like if your goal was ever third party anything, the Switch is not probably the first thing you should look at. I've been telling people that for all the time. Like if you're, I'm gonna get a Switch 2 to play Street Fighter, like probably not the console for you, right? That's not what this is for.
And it hasn't been that way for Nintendo for years.
For the whole time. So that is the
Like-
thing, right? it's not even. Honestly, it's not even like does the objective true analysis matter, right? Like there are people that seemingly buy product because, X amount of pixels, like it has to be in class leading. Nintendo they have not been doing that for a long time.
That is
right?
not
Like
their
that's
thing,
just
though.
it's not the console for you. If you care about things like response times, why would you have one in the first place? Like
Right.
that's obviously
Which
that's
is
not
what
what they're
kills
doing.
me that the Nintendo people are even paying that any attention. Because
I don't think they are. I think this is a very small group of people.
It's. Oh my God,
I
it's
mean,
ridiculous.
generally bigger than us. I'm not saying that. Like Digital Foundry has
Yeah.
a reach, but I think it's a core enthusiast thing. It's like diehard Nintendo folks and diehard like Steam Deck portable people. It's both of those. It's not a big group, but they're going at it right now.
They'll be all right.
Like they're definitely doing it. Like I've heard that's in Nintendo land, Nintendo channels. I follow Nintendo accounts and stuff. It's like all that's been going on is just how shitty the screen is and how you shouldn't want to play games on it. And it's like, I don't know. I'm playing on
I'll
it.
be
The
playing
one that's
Mario
getting
Kart.
me, the one that's really getting me is that because the response time on Switch 2 is slower than response time on Switch 1, there are lots of articles and stuff being run that the Switch 1's display is better than the Switch 2. And it's like, it's so crazy that you've thrown out image quality, HDR, like literally everything out. The fact that it has 120 hertz refresh rate, you've thrown all that out the window because the response time is slower. That's wild. But those headlines are happening. Like those articles are being made. They're taking the quotes out of context. That's not Digital Foundry's fault. But there are people that don't understand. Just like I said, because I'm kind of high, there are people mixing refresh rate and response time. Like that's all happening. So that just leads to more and more.
It's the joy of misinformation and how much money we can make posting shit that is just incorrect.
Yeah.
Yes.
The funny one's going to be when, like I said, when Donkey comes out, they're all going to play it. And the next Mario and the next Zelda, they're going to be there. Even the harshest critic, he's going to play those games. So it can't be that bad.
What
Not
y'all
so
should
bad
be
either.
looking at is how good is your TV. That's what y'all need to be looking at. What are you using? What are you docking
Pops.
it into?
The system as a whole just pops a lot more in docked than portable. It really does. Like the dock glow up is huge.
Step
big
your
gap.
TV game up, son.
Yeah.
Next question. Stingray X says, what's your go-to guilty pleasure playlist?
80s pop.
That tracks.
I thought it was about your Pornhub playlist.
I'm gonna answer that on the show.
Yeah, like how do you define guilty pleasure for music? I mean, if I like it, I like it.
True.
Like Delvin being an 80s pop
Like music
person,
that you wouldn't want other
tracks,
people
but
to know. That's
Yeah,
why I
but
think
I know-
guilty pleasure. Like you wouldn't
That's
want.
usually what it means. But people,
Yeah,
So for
you
me,
can't be going
mine's-
like that'll get him uninvited from the cookout. Talking about 80s
See,
pop.
mine's Insane Clown Posse. I've always liked ICP.
Okay.
I've told everybody that. I grew up listening to that. I still like it today. It's in my shuffle. Like when it comes up, I listen to it. Yeah, you can't like be playing that at work though.
I can't be playing. I can't be going to the cookout playing the cars and shit like that.
It's really off-putting to others. Like people that don't like ICP, they get really offended hearing Insane Clown Posse.
Playing Madonna. Yeah, that probably wouldn't fly.
You can't.
with that.
That'll
really?
get you revoked, Madonna.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we ain't.
Yeah.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Playing Madonna, get in the groove.
Have you ever
Nah,
seen her
man.
coffee table book? I'm
Yeah,
sure
the
it's on
sex
a
book.
few coffee tables that have cookouts.
Nah.
Nah.
I don't
Yeah.
think so, dude.
Probably a lot of-
I'm the
probably a
whitest
lot
guy
of-
here, and I don't
Probably,
think so.
probably like a lot of, probably an Ebony magazine, a Jet Beauty of the Week
The
open
Jet
up.
magazine. There you go. That's what we have on the coffee table. We ain't got no Madonna book.
All right.
That's it's not happening.
Yeah, that's my white friend who lives in Atlanta. Who got his mom got one, and he was gay at the time, and they both love that book. That's the kind of people
for
buying
different reasons.
the Madonna sex book.
Closest
yeah,
thing
I don't know.
know. Maybe Yacht
I
Rock.
know-
That's probably the closest thing.
Yacht Rock.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I like it. Yeah. I know the Barbie song way too well because of a sister's birthday when I was younger. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I'm made of plastic. I'm so fantastic. You can comb my hair, undress
Good
me
song.
everywhere. Let's go,
It is a good
Barbie.
song.
It's a Barbie.
It's a good song.
So,
I'm out to it.
like
I
when
fucks
I
with
when
it.
I was at a bar and that song came over, and I started singing it, and people were like, "What the fuck, man?
Side-eye.
What's up with that?"
We grew up in the '90s. We all know that song.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
true.
I
Yeah,
worked in
Aqua was
a mall.
Aqua was the
Fuck's
thing.
sakes.
Yeah.
Aqua was
people
good,
are like,
though.
how do you know NSYNC and Backstreet Boys? I'm like, because I heard it 3 times
Yeah.
a day at least, you know, for whatever hit was going on.
Britney
the
Spears.
Muzak.
Yeah,
Yep. So
indeed. Yep. Final question, the only one that Delvin's actually cared about.
that's why he's still here.
Yeah, that's why he's still
Correct.
here. Captain Awesome says, so who of these characters is invited or not to the cookout? The characters are Chun-Li,
No.
Luigi,
No. Hell
Princess Zelda,
No. Nope.
Tidus from Final Fantasy X,
Absolutely not.
and Samus from Metroid.
No, she's a cop. Fuck that.
Ain't none of these fuckers invited to the cookout. I mean,
I have one question as an ignorant white person.
Of course.
What about the Chun-Li from the Street Fighter movie, who's a
She's a cop.
reporter on Revenge,
Oh,
versus
yeah.
the cop Chi, Chun-Li?
what has she done? What has she done for the black community? Why was she
See-
being invited to the cookout?
see,
She hung out with
Chun-Li-
Belrog.
Chun-Li
I mean,
was
she
a
did
possible-
Honda for the community
Because Chun-Li was a possible because Nicki
Stop
Minaj
saying Chun.
has a song.
Chun.
No, that's how Nicki Minaj says it. So I'm saying like Nicki Minaj says it. Because she has that song, but no. None of these people are invited. These are terrible choices.
Interesting.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
All right,
terrible
so
choices.
may I give a
Correct.
follow-up
At
question?
no point
What-
in your rambling or even close, remotely close to the answer.
Titus? Why
I
the fuck
award you
would,
no points.
why the fuck
May
would
God
Titus
have
be
mercy on
there?
your cult.
Yeah,
Titus
why the-
O'Neil?
like
Yeah, he'd be there.
Titus Andromedon?
So,
Yeah,
what
no.
non-black
Luigi?
character from a video
Luigi's
game would be
racist.
invited to the
Have
cookout?
you seen how some Italians talk about black people?
Oh yeah, no,
Luigi-
Luigi was the worst pick. I have
Luigi
Italian
is
absolutely not.
Trust me, I know, it's not
No.
good. It is not good.
All right,
Luigi's not cool.
I like Stern's question. So which non-black video game character is invited to the cookout?
Non-black.
The wheels are turning.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, yeah, because I'm making an assumption that a black character would be
Let me
invited
look
to
up
the
some.
So,
Well,
let's
not
do
all
some
of them.
research.
Not all of them. Like
Not all of
RG3,
them.
he ain't invited to the cookout. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
He's not.
cool.
He's just
yeah,
not.
yeah.
Yoshi?
Yoshi is an animal.
Yoshi black?
No.
Who wants to be cleaning
Yoshi-
up all them eggs?
Yoshi's not Piccolo. Like you don't treat Yoshi's like he's Piccolo. He ain't Piccolo.
I got you. All right.
Piccolo is definitely black,
Piccolo's black.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, everybody.
and he's a
acknowledges
better
that one.
dad than Goku to go on.
1000%.
That is the lore, dude. TikTok
You know what?
rips
Vegeta's a better
Piccolo.
dad than Goku.
TikTok
Anyway, that's
rips
all of it.
Piccolo to shreds. It's so funny. Have you guys seen any of those videos I send you or I tag you? It's hilarious. It's like a whole.
I could never
podcast.
watch him. I
Oh.
was like, nope,
You know?
can't watch.
Danny
Damn.
Rojas.
Danny is
Yeah?
definitely invited to the cookout.
That's
Danny's
good.
invited.
That's a good one. Are we? I ain't never seen male Danny, but female Danny for sure.
Yeah,
I
don't
didn't
think
know there was a male Danny.
We don't
Fuck
acknowledge
that.
that
Fuck
one.
plays
Right?
male daddy.
Correct.
So
there it is.
I accidentally started as the male dad, and then once the voice app, and I realized I don't know how I screwed that up. I was like, I'm restarting, doing it over again.
Danny's invited.
Okay.
Trying to think.
Oh, what
Should I
about
just like throw out random white characters?
You can.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Bayonetta. Cloud.
Absolutely.
Not.
Not. Get your
I'm
goofy
just-
ass out of the cloud.
I'm just trying to think of folks. Master Chief.
No, he's a cop. Space
Anyone
cop.
from
No,
anyone Gears of War.
Coltrane.
I don't know enough
Well, of course,
about
him.
the characters.
Okay. All right.
K-Vest from
Street
Star
Fighter
Wars Outlaws?
folks. Any other Street Fighter folks?
K is invited.
Kay's invited to the cookout?
Kay's invited.
Yes, K's invited.
Mortal Kombat.
What about Mortal Kombat? Like who?
Is Sonya
I don't
Blade
know.
in the
Sonya-
No.
Johnny Cage?
No,
Cop.
Sonya, definitely not. Listen,
No,
I'm not
yeah.
black, and Sonya's an. I'm like, what? Sonya, but no.
No.
Noob Saibot.
Nathan
You know what?
Drake might get invited.
He might.
Oh,
Really?
there you go.
Nathan
Okay.
Drake might get invited.
Yeah.
Johnny White Guy.
Johnny Wick.
So like, the only pushback is like,
Nathan Drake has a charm to him.
He's got a charm. He's
that's a lot of white people you're letting in the door, though. Like if Nate gets in, that's a lot of other white people getting in, man.
Nah.
No?
Nate is a special.
You know
he's a
what?
special.
Why?
You know,
It can't be
you know
because
what?
he's charming.
You know
There's
what?
lots of.
He's
I'm gonna
charming.
say-
Suave, charming
he came
characters.
up from nothing. You know what I'm saying? He
Got
had
you.
to deal with some.
You know
some
what?
adversity. You know, he understands.
I'm going to
coming
go
from
against
nothing.
Nathan Drake. I'm going to say
Got it.
Sully.
Okay.
Sully might be hanging out with the uncles playing cards.
That's true. Yeah, that's
Like,
Yeah,
fair.
I can see that.
Sure.
Because you know, like Sully served with someone and they were friends. Like
Correct.
Sully's
Yeah,
best
yeah,
friend's
yeah.
a black dude.
Yes.
100%. 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's bringing the beer. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sully will be there for sure.
Yeah.
So obviously none of the Resident Evil characters, because a lot of them are
Absolutely not.
cops. Or like evil mad corporate scientist people, you know.
That's funny. Sonic?
No, Knuckles. Knuckles is invited.
Well,
not
technically, son.
Knuckles is there.
Sonic. Knuckles is already
Well,
there.
Knuckles cookout.
Knuckles is at the barbecue. Like, he's-
Technically,
he's
Sonic
cooking.
is too.
Is he?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Played
I
by
didn't know
Jaleel
that.
White
I didn't know that.
for a
Yeah.
long time on both
Kratos.
Sonic shows. Like on all the Sonic shows.
Sonic is not invited. No, Sonic is not coming to the
But
cookout.
that-
What about
dude would-
Kratos?
Knuckles is. Kratos.
Kratos?
No,
Kratos
absolutely
is
not.
not invited. to the
Too much of
cookout.
a grump.
Ganondorf.
He's just not invited to Ganon.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Fucking ruin the ribs.
he's gonna ruin it. He's gonna ruin everything.
Fucking up food.
Nobody in the
Ruins
Zelda
the
universe.
ribs like
We
a
out here
rib
talking about.
sandwich.
We out here trying to cook
Nobody in
into
the
our
Zelda
world
universe.
domination. You don't get the fuck out of here, get it. For real.
Travis.
Travis touchdown.
He's in.
No.
I don't think Delvin agrees with you.
I'm trying to think. Would he annoy somebody at the party?
Yes, he absolutely would. He's
He
totally
would.
problematic.
He'll annoy someone.
He's
That's true.
problematic.
But Otaku, I know there's a dev dude somewhere that's fucking with Travis. He's like, oh yeah, they're talking about anime.
Yeah, no, he's too problematic. He got issues. He got to watch him
tried.
too closely.
I tried.
I'm trying to think who.
I don't think we've done a very good job of answering this question.
I don't know. I got
There's a
K-Nats
lot of
and
them
I
that we
feel
wouldn't
pretty good
just
about it.
wouldn't want to fuck with.
It's also
What-
late too, so we're
what about
probably
a
just kinda
Pokemon?
like,
Can
what
we get
Pokemon is
actual
invited to
people?
Well,
No,
like, which-
you said video game characters. I'm trying
Squirtle.
to. Squirtle, yeah, Squirtle's in. That's facts.
What kind of
That's true.
nonsense?
If you don't know,
Squirtle's-
like, Squirtle's in.
Squirtle's
Throw
in.
Squirtle.
Squirtle's in.
That's-
Squirtle is in.
Squirtle's from the hood. He gang bangs.
This is the point of the. This is what I'm trying to. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Squirtle was a street dude.
Yeah.
Squirtle's 100% in. Yeah.
Oh,
Squirtle's
Dante.
in.
Yeah,
Squirtle
from,
Squad?
Devil May Cry.
Yeah. Squirtle's in.
What the hell?
Dante might be there. He might be one of them guys.
Piccolo's there.
Like he might be like one of them corny white guys who come with your cousin. Like he has a black girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
why are you here?
Nah. Dante gets a plate and he got to go sit in the car. He can't.
Damn.
And then he comes up. I'm not cool guy. Like, oh no.
Nah, here's a
Who
plate.
you voted for last election, Dante? Oh, I voted independent.
Yeah.
I'm a libertarian.
Listen, I believe I'm a fiscal conservative.
You'll get your ass back in that car, Dante.
Dante's
Just because your
surprisingly
name Dante,
religious.
your name's not Deontay. Nah, son. You gotta get back in the car.
Nah.
Nah.
I was going to ask any more DBZ characters.
Do you
Give
give
me
Yamcha
squad?
a pity plate?
Hell no.
No. I know who's not coming. Mr. Popo. Absolutely not.
For real.
Oh,
that was,
Yeah.
he getting
your ass-
jumped.
Yeah.
You might get beat the fuck
He getting
up.
stomped out.
Frieza?
Hell no.
No.
Ginyu
Again,
Squad?
that's world
Nothing?
domination. No, absolutely not. Piccolo.
That's
He's
it?
coming. That's it.
Okay. Not Trunks.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I
Trying to
I
think
feel
who
like
else.
Trunks is the person who tries to hit on like one of the gals, and then he gets rejected, and he just leaves. Like God, I'm trying to think of like video game characters.
There's
Yeah, I'm
only a
trying to think of
million
some
of
good
them.
ones. That
Yeah,
might be
but-
able to-
But that would be able to go to a cookout is the twist.
Hard.
Mhm.
yeah. It's
Fetch?
very hard.
Not Fetch, right? That's a no. Maybe not.
Mm.
Pan Am, maybe.
Oh, Pan
Pan Am
Am's.
for
Yeah,
sure.
Pan Am's
Pan
in.
Am
That's
for
good.
sure.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Pan
Pan Am for
Pan
sure.
Am.
Good answer.
What about Judy?
I feel like Judy.
No.
I mean, I don't know.
No.
This is
the vibe would be off.
Only she's dating
I-
Pan.
Dev, yes. Dev's cookout, yes. The cookout, no.
Love me some Judy. But the cookout. Sorry,
Oh, any
Judy.
of the Assassin's Creed protagonists would be invited to the cookout.
I mean, Yasuke.
Yeah. Of course.
What about your let's throw a bombshell in this. Last of Us.
No.
Hell no.
Nobody.
Absolutely not.
Denied.
Dina?
Nope.
Okay.
No, no.
I'm out.
Yeah, no, I think we're done. I think we're done here.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else.
That's a good idea.
All right.
Well, you got 3.5 hours of whatever the
Too
hell
long.
this show was.
Yeah.
If you
No,
made
it's
it to
not.
the
I had
end,
fun.
good job. We're proud of you.
Your certificate is in the mail.
The other question should be, what video game characters would not be invited to the cookout because they get fucked up? Like you got.
Oh,
get
like
beat up.
just beaten?
Yeah,
Yeah, Mr.
because you
Popo,
done said
that's
some
for
wild
sure.
shit. Trevor from The Walking Dead.
Trevor
Oh
from,
man, that's a good
GTA.
one.
Bro.
Dude, that's a good one, Dev.
Bro.
Dev, you had that out there ready though.
Yeah, Kenny
Yeah,
from The Walking
you
Dead
were
will
like-
get fucked up immediately.
100%.
On site.
100%.
First 5 minutes, he gonna say something like, "What? I like you people. What do you mean, you people?
People.
My best friend was black." Like, oh,
If you got to say that, then that's a problem.
yeah,
I brought
That's
potato
immediately
salad with
disqualification.
yeah.
Why do people put raisins in their potato salad?
I don't know. That's
what
fucking
is the-
stupid as
what-
shit.
what
But I
is-
love that
what-
Black
why?
the Black Jeopardy skit with Chadwick Boseman. It is hilarious.
It's great.
All right, well, shit. Until next time, somebody go play video games with Ray, and
Please do.
we'll see y'all later.
Nobody's sleeping in the middle of the bed. The middle of the bed is only where you do the business. But when everybody's ready to sleep, it's the side of the bed that can't be beat. It's the middle of the bed where lovers meet. But when it comes time to slumber, it's the edges. Ooh, 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 the edges.